Welcome everybody to a brand new Blu-ray and DVD out and about video today, and this week sees the true meaning of franchises finding a way in Jurassic World Dominion, hitting store shelves along with the horror thriller The Black Phone. The third time's the charm for 4K goodness with Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, and Scream Factory is releasing 4K editions of everyone's favorite killer doll, 4Ks of Child's Play 2, and oh, by the way, Child's Play 3. Don't fuck with the Chuck, especially in 4K. Oh, you never do, baby. Oh, plus so much more. Let's go see the deals, exclusives, and we are at our first location, Walmart. So let's go in and see what they got. All right, everybody, we are in at Walmart under the releases, the new releases. And if I told you that there's new release love this week, hell, I know you're shocked. So am I. Damn, maybe they listened to my ass finally. Maybe. Lord knows they've been on a little bit of a streak. Not a big one, but hey, with this place, fuck, I'll take what I can get, man. Oh, new release love. Let's dive in and cherish it, shall we, with none other than Jurassic World Dominion. The DVD for $19.96, the Blu-ray DVD digital for $24.96, the 4K love for $29.96. They also end up having the DVD of the Jurassic World Ultimate Collection for $39.96, the Blu-ray DVD digital of the collection set for $54.96. Damn! Man, hopefully you're a big fan of the franchise, because, man, you're going to be paying up the ass for this shit. Oh, you truly are. But that is not all, because they also have, just so happens, more 4K love with the Steelbook. Yeah, you heard that right, man. They have the Steelbook goodness for $34.96. Oh my god, man. I'm kind of shocked by this, because when does Walmart ever carry fucking steelbooks, man? I mean, I could probably count on one hand how many times I've actually seen steelbooks at Walmart, if ever. That's fucking wild, man. Okay? I'm glad they have it. They definitely should be doing more steelbook goodness. I mean, it wouldn't hurt none. But I'm just totally in shock like a motherfucker, man. But it's actually pretty cool with blue and beta on the cover. Not bad. I mean, the rest of them is just the same generic covers, nothing really special about it, but this does have a certain speciality with the velociraptors that you've known and loved, so there is a little bit of that going on. But just the fact of steelbook goodness, man, that's like the shocker of a lifetime, especially for Wally World, man. That is pretty goddamn cool, not gonna lie, man. Pretty sweet indeed. But then again, the movie, yeah, not so much. I'm not gonna lie, man. Damn, dude. God, you had to really go out with a whimper, didn't you, motherfuckers? Jesus Christ. Okay, look. I watched this in the movie theater with John and Van. We wanted to go see it because regardless of what we think about the franchise overall, right? There's been amazing movies and there's been downright letdowns and failures. And at the end of the day, we still really dig this series for what it is, and we wanted to go check it out because, honestly, warts and all, it's still big fucking dinosaurs, man, and the action around that, and, I mean, who doesn't like that shit? I mean, it just brings out the kid in you in some way, shape, or form, and so we're like, hey, why not? I mean, the trailer got us, and it was kind of tempting us to come back to the world of Jurassic, and I'm like, okay, fine, if you insist. So we sat down in the movie theater to take it all in, and I'm not gonna lie, dude, I really did not like Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. I thought that was a real letdown of a movie. Not only was it a letdown, but just as far as an action adventure movie, I just didn't really think it was all that exciting or interesting, and kind of a bore, really. And I was like, God, this is what they're doing with Jurassic films nowadays? Yeah, it was a really big failure for me. But the end of that movie had something that was kind of an interesting premise, an interesting catch that I thought, God, for the next film, wouldn't that be interesting? The idea that the dinosaurs are let loose onto the world. They are now on our level with the rest of the human beings, and how would that interaction happen? How would that ecosystem evolve? The fact that dinosaurs are a very dominant species, how would it all play out exactly? And I was like, God, that's fascinating shit. And you could spin that into some amazing stuff in a sequel. And did it? Did Jurassic World Dominion actually deliver on the promise of a really great ending for Fallen Kingdom? And honestly, no. Not really. Yeah, I'm dead serious, man. God, they fucking choked at that shit. My God, man. Jeez, dude. I mean, you have a really great idea, a really great premise going forward, and they just fucked it up. I mean, clearly, they just really man, failed hard. How could you do that with this, man? I mean, the beginning of this movie, there's news footage of the idea of dinosaurs rampaging around the world, and I thought, oh, that's really cool. I'm liking where this is going. And just as soon as that's over, that idea is practically completely gone, man. Non-existent. They move on to these huge, gigantic locusts the size of a full-grown Saint Bernard, and how they're eating all the crops and the cornfields, and how basically our food supply will be going away and dying, and how it's this evil corporation that's behind it, and they have to stop them and their greedy, evil ways. And I'm like, what? Like, really? This is the premise that we're going for now? What happened to the whole, like, dinosaurs rampaging throughout the world, and, you know, it's their dominion, and, you know, we're just playing in their field, and, you know, they're taking over the world? What happened to that, man? What? Like, I was like, what the fuck, man? Locusts? Why? Ah, goddamn, dude, it just makes no fucking sense to me, man. And, I mean, not only that, but the characters here are absolutely fucking bland as shit, man. I don't care what none of y'all say, man. But Chris Pratt, look, I like Chris Pratt, don't get me wrong. But, man, the character of Owen Grady is one bland-ass motherfucker. Basically, he's a combination of Sam Neill's character and a little bit of Goldblum's, and yet not nearly as interesting as either of those two dudes. Man, he is just one boring-ass motherfucker that occasionally does some really cool action scenes. That's about it, man. Bryce Dallas Howard barely has anything to do in this film. Hell, she really hasn't had much to do since the first Jurassic World film, to be fair. The whole idea of the little girl with the cloning stuff, I mean, I could have cared less about that in Fallen Kingdom, and they doubled down on it even more in this film. And again, it's just a fucking bore. Characters that we're hearing about for the first time that are supposed to be involved in the franchise, and Hammond in general comes out of absolutely nowhere. New characters that are kind of interesting but not given nearly as much shit to do. Legacy characters that great to see, but man, I mean, they're not given much to do, and it's just same old shit, and sometimes even the same old fucking dialogue, man. God damn, dude. Fuck. Why, man? Why, oh why? I mean, even the bad guys here are just fucking stockpiling from other movies, but way less interesting. Absolutely fucking borefest, and so ineffectual. Like the big evil CEO genius guy, basically a cross between like Steve Jobs and Elon Musk, but not nearly as interesting or even smart. I mean, there's one scene where Jeff Goldblum is trying to steal material to expose the company. They catch him, and he's like, bring him back to his room, get his stuff, and then escort him off the premises. And I'm like, what? Wait a minute. This guy is going to expose all of your secrets, and all you're going to do is, well, escort him out of the building, please. No, dude, he would be a pile of fucking ash. He would be bones that would be buried in the fucking forest. Yes, just escort him away so he can tell all of our evil secrets to the mass media. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck? Seriously? My God, man, wow. You're really scary, man. I'm really intimidated by your ass. My God, this villain, the whole evil company shit is absolute fucking weak sauce. And then on top of that, they're trying to connect it to the first film with the Barbasol can. And I'm like, really? God, because that's really a weak link, man. We're really trying to do a deep dive into that motherfucker and barely even explaining the shit. I mean, come on, dude. I mean, some of the action scenes are fine. Some of the action scenes kind of work, but not really. I mean, there's so many inconsistencies and plot holes. The idea of the raptors that are trained as killers, you put a certain target on them and they are basically going to eat you fucking alive. The character of Bryce Dallas Howard, she's on this motorbike, right? The raptor can't catch her on the motorbike. Okay, fine. I guess the raptor's not fast enough. Sure, whoa, whatever. Then there's a moment where she's running away from the raptor and the raptor still can't fucking catch her. So you're telling me that the raptor can't catch up to a motorbike and then can't catch up to somebody that's just running away from it. So which is it exactly? I don't know, man. I just can't understand it. I mean, it's all convenience. It's all just easy peasy, predictable stuff just to get to the next scene, to the next situation, and none of it really ever fucking matters. You don't feel any type of thrills or excitement. You know these characters are all gonna get away. You know they're all gonna survive. There's no like great thrills or surprises at the end of the day. Man, it just, god damn, dude, it fucking sucked. And I hate to admit that because, look, this franchise has had its high points. It's had its moments, but damn, this is not one of them, man. It just isn't. And I'm really hoping that this is the last one. I'm hoping that this is it and it's done because, I mean, I just can't see them going forward and making even worse shit. I mean, yes, is it better than Fallen Kingdom? Yeah, I'll fully admit that. It's better than Fallen Kingdom, sure. I mean, it's a little more exciting at least. I mean, at least I was having somewhat fun with this film, but not much more. It's just a really sloppy film from beginning to end. I mean, the actors are trying their hardest, but they can't even save this shit, dude. And it's a just goddamn shame, man. It really honestly is. Look, I haven't been a fan of these world movies, and this movie pretty much proves why I haven't been, dude. It's just the same old regurgitation over and fucking over, man. Just stealing things wholeheartedly from the first other three films. Jurassic World was aping off of Jurassic Park. Fallen Kingdom was aping off of Lost World. And this film, I hate to say it, is aping off of Jurassic Park 3. I mean, there is things that are stolen wholeheartedly from that film, man. I mean, there's nothing new, there's nothing original here, and even when they try to, they can't focus on one thing over the other. There's so many subplots, and none of them get developed properly whatsoever. All I wanted was rampaging dinosaurs across the world and them trying to stop it. That's all I wanted, and I can't even get that shit. Jeez, man, that just fucking pissed me off, dude. I mean, how is that even possible, to make a limp dick Jurassic movie? Well, shit, apparently they did, man. I mean, there's even a moment here where they say, well, there's only 30 some casualties in the world from dinosaurs this year. I'm like, 30? What? Like, the T-Rex isn't eating people ad nauseum, raptors, you know, creating absolute chaos, pterodactyls all over the place, 30 people out of the entire planet? Seriously? That's the only casualty? Damn, man. Shit. And these dinosaurs are limp dick. Fuck, dude. This just is a half-assed project from beginning to end, and it just proves that, look, you know, sometimes you gotta let a franchise go or it's gonna be beaten like a dead horse. And, well, Jurassic World has finally proven that, well, this franchise has finally been beaten like a dead, rotting corpse. God damn, man, I need some good movie to wash this turd out of my fucking mouth, man. And thank God we got it this week with The Black Phone. Oh yes, the Blu-ray DVD digital for $22.96, the DVD for $17.96. Oh, look at that smiling, mischievous, evil motherfucker. Oh yes. Oh man, I saw this in the movie theater with John, Van, and Bob. We saw this in the movie theater because the trailers really intrigued us like a motherfucker. It really honestly did, man. I mean, we are fans of horror at the end of the day, and not every horror movie intrigues us to want to go see, but this one, just the atmosphere and the creepiness of the trailer, this guy stalking and stealing these kids, that alone just was like, what is this, man? And Ethan Hawke playing a bad guy, like, that got us. And so we had to see it in the movie theater, and I'm so goddamn glad that we did. This movie, absolutely, utterly phenomenal, thrilling, on the edge of your seat, and you are so engrossed in the story and the dilemmas and the characters, you don't want to look away, man. It is so absolutely phenomenal. It truly is. I mean, just Ethan Hawke alone playing the bad guys, playing this guy who is abducting these kids and putting them in this soundproof room where basically screaming is just not even a thing. You can, but it's not going to help you. And the idea of the survival of this kid and the ingenuity and the idea of this sort of mysterious black phone that is helping him in ways that he could have never possibly imagined. Is it all in his imagination? Is it really happening? What's going on here? And all of the horror and complications involved with that. And goddamn, man, I loved every second of this movie. And I think the reason why I loved it is it's just a very stripped down film, man. With the acting and the plot and the characters, it's not trying to be overly complicated. Even the whole fantastical element with the phone and the dead kids' voices on there, that could get overcomplicated and a little bit overstuffed, and it could feel like a little too much. They're overdoing it, but they don't overdo it with this film, man. It's very simple. Okay, these kids, somehow their spirits are within this phone. They're giving him instructions and support and trying to help him get out of this place before he becomes the next victim of this killer. And the mind games that the killer is playing at the same time, I loved it. I just felt so tense, and I didn't know where the movie was heading next. I didn't know where it was going. And that is a really wonderful thing to behold on screen when you're watching a movie in the cinema, realizing that you're not watching predictable garbage, that you are really in the hands of a master horror flick that really is truly giving you great twists and turns along the way. And this is one of those movies, man. I thought the little kid who played the abductee, Finn, was amazing here. I love the acting by Ethan Hawke here. I mean, everybody involved, even the little girl, man. The little girl is one of the best highlights of this film, man. The idea that she's a supportive sister, but also she's this badass chick, but yet also can have visions and see certain imagery, and how that is helping her towards finding her brother. Like, I love that stuff, man. Again, it's not overly complicated. It's not confusing. It plays really straightforward, and you don't feel like they didn't give you the right answers. You don't feel frustrated by the movie. You feel that they struck the right balance. And that's not easy to do with a movie like this that has fantastical elements mixed within horror. Sometimes it kind of gets drowned out, but honestly, with this film, it does not do that at all, man. It's pitch perfect in every sense of the word. It truly, honestly is, man. It's just that damn good at the end of the day. It's creepy, and it's atmospheric, and you really feel the fear and the tension in a big bad way, man. I thought it was wonderfully well done, man. It had no right to be this goddamn good, and it really succeeded in a big bad way, man. It was just absolutely awesome from beginning to end. I truly loved it, and for me, this is a really great surprise as a horror movie lover, man. It really honestly is, and I just can't recommend this movie enough, man. It's absolutely so fantastic. And you think at moments the kid's gonna get out, and the tension of him trying to escape, and then he doesn't, but you're still rooting for him. You don't feel that he's stupid or naive, that he's really smart, but yet the killer is one step ahead of him, but then he's getting these clues from the dead kids. I love the creepy imagery with the kids, and I love the idea that even when you want him to escape, you realize that he can't because he's trapped, because that's what the killer wants at the end of the day. I love the mixture of the high tension and the great mysteries, and also the idea of the twists and turns that you don't see coming, but you're really surprised by, and love it when you don't predict it. Because look, I'm not gonna lie, there's a lot of movies out there that are really predictable, man. There's movies out there that you're like, God damn, dude, I know everything that's gonna happen in this movie before it even fucking starts. This is not that movie, man. It really takes you on a roller coaster ride of emotions and thrills, and it's just that damn solid, man. If you have not experienced The Black Phone, you love horror, this is absolutely, dead serious, absolutely for you. And surprise, surprise, everybody, just what you want in your life, another sniper movie. Shit, man, what, are they multiplying like rabbits now? Jesus Christ. Sniper Rogue Mission, the DVD for $12.96. Man, what is this, like the 9th sniper movie? Oh my god, man, we're almost in double digits with this franchise. Shit. Holy Lord, dude. Wow. Honor over orders. You're damn right, baby. Oh, that's... What the hell? Well, at least the Allstate guy's in it. Shit. What the hell is this, man? When a crooked federal agent is involved in a human sex trafficking ring, aren't they all? Sniper NCA rookie Brandon Beckett goes rogue, teaming up with his former allies, Homeland Security Agent Zero and assassin Lady Dev. Okay. To uncover the corrupt agent and take down the criminal organization. Josh Brenner's in here. Dennis Haysbert, TV 24. No. He's not from TV 24. Look. Just say it like it is. He's the fucking Allstate guy, okay? I mean, come on, man. Oh, Lord. Dude, I don't know, man. I mean, where is Tom Berenger in here, though, right? I mean, hasn't every single sniper movie had Tom Berenger in it? Unless he died in the last film. Did he? Holy shit. I honestly have no idea, man. I mean, I have no idea, dude. I mean, I've watched probably the first, like, 2 or 3 sniper movies, and after that, dude, I fucking gave up, man. I'm not gonna lie, man. I liked the sniper movies, the ones that I saw, but it didn't make me intrigued to want to keep on watching the goddamn thing. I mean, should I have? I don't know, dude. I'm not entirely positive I even want to try now. I don't know, dude. I mean, was anybody really asking for another sniper movie, especially without Tom Berenger, who was literally the connectivity to the entire fucking thing? I mean, without him, what's really the point, man? Sniper's nothing without motherfucking Berenger. You guys know that. You do in a big bad way, man. I don't know. Maybe it might be good. Maybe it might be bad. I mean, it's gotta be somewhat entertaining. The Allstate guy's in here. But outside of that, I have literally zero, and I mean zero interest in this goddamn thing. If it's good, let me know. If it's bad, still let me know, but I have a feeling I'm right on this one. You know, certain franchises go on for way too long, past their expiration date, and Sniper is one of those ones. 9 films. Nobody was asking for it, but you got it anyways. Oh, you did indeed. Oh, brother, I can't wait for part 10, and I know you can't either. I bet. Oh, man. Some interesting physical media love here indeed. The new release goodness is here in a big bad way, and I definitely appreciate it. Not bad at all, baby. Let's head out. That's more like it, Walmart. You put out the physical media, damn it. Because if you don't, I'm going to lay the smackdown on your candy ass. Yeah, they really listen to me, man. Out of everybody in the entire world, it's Film Fan 108 that they listen to. Right. Oh, man. I'm just glad they put the shit out, dude. I mean, it is a decent physical media release week. We've got some good stuff, man. And Walmart decided, hey, you know, we got it in the back. We might as well put the shit out. Thank the fucking Lord, dude. Indeed, man. I mean, you have all of the Jurassic World love, you have Black Phone goodness. Hell, you even have another sniper movie that no one was literally asking for. Of course, man. Hey, the new release love is here, and I'm very happy for it because at least they put it out for everybody to enjoy and pick up if they want to. That isn't always the case with this Walmart. Trust me, if you've seen the videos, you know that this place is not always the most consistent motherfucker on the planet. But this week and for a little bit here, they kind of have been. Will it continue? Well, just stay tuned and watch, I guess. But something tells me it's not always going to be this way. But hey, beggars can't be choosers, and I'll take what I can, at least for the time being, and I know you will as well, man. Hey, I got no other choice. I really don't, dude. So at least they have the new release love, they have the physical media goodness, but there has got to be more out there, hopefully. How about we go and check it out? Alright, everybody, we are at our second location, Target. But before I go in, I gotta talk to you guys about something. Now, last video, I was talking up a storm about HBO Max and all the controversies and the craziness that's going on there. Well, I do have more to talk about. I unfortunately do, man, because just when you thought it couldn't get any worse, it gets a little bit more worse, don't it? Indeed it does, man. From Screen Crush, Warner Brothers movies no longer guaranteed to play on HBO Max 45 days after release. That's a bummer. Let's dive in, shall we? Warner Brothers films will no longer be available on HBO Max 45 days after their release in theaters. Instead, each film will come to a streaming on a case-by-case basis. Over the course of the pandemic, HBO Max won many subscribers by premiering movies like Dune and The Matrix Resurrections the same day they debuted in theaters, or by adding them to the service 45 days after the beginning of their theatrical run. That's not the case now. Following Warner Brothers' acquisition by Discovery, we've seen some pretty massive changes to the company, but also in HBO Max in particular, those changes will continue. The merger between Warner Brothers and Discovery has had many unforeseen consequences, from the cancellation of Batgirl to the upcoming HBO Max Discovery Plus streaming service combo. One of the most significant changes has also been the death of Project Popcorn, an initiative started by the previous Warner Brothers regime mainly to offset the COVID-19 pandemic's ravaging of movie theaters. Since people couldn't go out to the movies and for a long time were hesitant to do so despite some theaters reopening, Warner Brothers decided to post its movies on their streaming platform. The model worked really well for a while, with movies being released immediately. After a while, the model shifted towards letting movies run in theaters for just 45 days, far less than had been standard prior to the pandemic. Now that whole model has been tossed by the wayside as well. That leaves the streaming releases of new and upcoming Warner Brothers films completely up in the air, like Baz Luhrmann's Elvis. Was supposed to go to HBO Max 45 days after release, but given the new format, it's unclear if that will still happen, and from what I know, it ain't. Just saying. Discovery CEO David Zaslav spoke a little more about the new model, saying this idea of expensive films going direct to streaming, we cannot find an economic case for it. We're making a strategic shift. As part of that, we've been out in the town talking about our commitment to the theatrical exhibition and the theatrical window. A number of movies will be launched with shorter windows, but again, that's a case-by-case basis. But if you were looking forward to the 45-day window, well, that's another reason you may want to get rid of HBO Max. Indeed it does. I mean, look. There is a part of me that is really happy to hear that they are committed to the theatrical experience, right? I mean, that can't be a bad thing, all things considered, because, again, theaters need every type of support they possibly can, man. They truly do. They need everything from all of these studios, because, honestly, theaters are hurting in a big, bad way. They truly, honestly are, and they need all the support they can get. So, in fact, that's not a bad thing. But also, let's be real here. Let's be honest. You know, a lot of people can't go to the movie theaters. If you have kids or you have a crazy busy schedule, work hours, a lot of priorities, obligations, you name it, sometimes it's not as easy as you might think getting to a movie theater. And so what was great about this opportunity, especially from the perspective of Warner Brothers, is that a lot of people stayed on board for the 45-day window, because if you really think about it, it's a month, a little over a month, and you get the new releases at your home as long as you're subscribed to the actual service. And that was a big benefit for a lot of people. One of the reasons why they've actually stuck around. And I said for the longest time that this was going to be HBO Max's bread and butter. This was going to be the thing that was going to continue to get them subscribers, continue to keep them in the spotlight of the streaming wars. And now with David Zaslav basically cutting that from the wayside, there really is no telling anymore what they've got in their bag at this point. I mean, you say it's a case-by-case basis, but what exactly do you mean by case-by-case basis? Does it mean it has to be a certain budget that you'll then put it on the streaming service earlier than normal? I mean, he basically said, look, we can't afford having these big budget movies in the streaming platform service. It just doesn't make any sense. And there's a part of me that understands that, but another part of me that says, well, wait a minute, man. I mean, it is 45 days later. Most movies, and I say most because there is exceptions like Top Gun Maverick or Spider-Man No Way Home, certain movies like that, where they will continue to make money even past over a month of being in a movie theater. But there's a lot of films out there that after the first 2-3 weeks, they've made the majority of their money, man. After like a month and a half, there's not really much money to be had for most of these films. So, in fact, why not put it on the streaming service, capitalize on the excitement of that, keep your subscribers happy, and, oh, by the way, you've made the money at the box office as well. I mean, you have no idea how many people that I knew over the course of these many months, particularly with the Batman. There was a lot of people who said, I really want to see the Batman, but I don't think I'll get a chance to see it in the movie theater. And I told a lot of people, I said, hey, by the way, yeah, HBO Max is going to have it in about 45 days or so. You should probably get it. And that way you'll be able to enjoy it anytime you want. Oh, really? And there was a lot of interest to that, and they gained a lot of subscribers because of it. And that was a big help to them. But now, because it's going from the wayside, expect a lot of subscribers to leave the service, expect the revenue to go down, and also, I mean, right now, David Zaslav doesn't really feel like he has a plan for HBO Max other than the merger, and that's it, which is cool and all, but, I mean, for people who love movies and TV shows, Discovery Plus isn't exactly floating anybody's boat. You know what I'm saying? It's not really. And so what else do you have up your sleeve? If you're not keeping the 45-day window, that's fine, but you have no strategy at the end of the day. You announce nothing other than, well, it's a case-by-case basis. That's not good enough to keep subscribers around. Entertainment is incredibly precious, and it's very expensive. And people have to realize what's good for their wallets. And if you don't give them a reason to keep the money flowing in your direction, then they're leaving and they're going someplace else. That's the reality of the situation. And right now, that might be the case. I'm just saying, if I was one of you guys out there, unless you're really into a lot of documentaries and older stuff that's already on physical media, I'd cut loose, man, because I just don't see the point of it anymore. And this was the one thing that was keeping a lot of people hanging on. And now that that's gone, what's really the point now of staying? I mean, just saying, man. I mean, let me know what you think. Do you think that there's a better strategy out there, or do you think this was their only play, and now that it's gone, they got nothing? Definitely let me know, guys. Definitely interested to hear your thoughts. But what about the physical media love? Well, Walmart proved there was actually some good shit out there. Indeed, they did. But what is Target going to have? But we go in. Check it out. All right, everybody. We are in at Target, and the new release love is what we want, and the new release love is what we're getting. Of course we do. Target always delivers. Well, most of the time. And this time, well, it definitely looks like they do. Let's dive in, shall we, with some more Jurassic World goodness. Or so they say. The DVD for $19.99, the Blu-ray DVD digital for $24.99, the 4K Love for $29.99, and, well, Walmart had it. Why not Target with that steely goodness for $34.99 as well? And if that wasn't enough, I also, by the way, have the good old 6 movie collection as well. Blu-ray DVD digital for $54.99 too. Not half bad, man. Not half bad at all. All of the Jurassic World Dominion love that you can handle. That's if you want it. I suppose I have to talk about it, don't I? I suppose I do. Oh, man. And honestly, I'm going to tell you the real reason why I wanted to watch this movie. And no, it wasn't for Chris Pratt. I mean, I give Chris Pratt credit, though. I mean, he plays a really great, well, I say great, more as in the achievement to play a really lame and limp dick version of Indiana Jones. He is good at it. No, I didn't watch it for him. I watched it for Laura Dern, Sam Neill, Jeff Goldblum, Ellie Sattler, Alan Grant, and Ian Malcolm. That's what I came to this movie for, man. Those three characters right there, man. Those three actors, the legacy characters of the Jurassic franchise, those ones I was like, okay, man, you know, if you had to get me back in the theater for something, it had to be those three. And did it work exactly having the legacy characters here? Well, here's the deal, though. We have been dealing, especially in, God, I'd say the last year, with a lot of nostalgia, whether it's Halloween Kills, Scream 5, Matrix Resurrections. Hell, Marvel is even getting into the love as well from time to time. They're using it in their strategies. So nostalgia is a big, big thing. It's a powerful weapon, and it could be used to really transform your experience or make you realize that, honestly, it should have stayed in the past. And certain movies do it better than others. Look, I'm not gonna lie, I thought the legacy characters in Scream 5 were really used in the most lamest way. I mean, they were just used as props for the most part. I mean, some of the characters in Matrix Resurrections, man, were flat out cameos at best. I mean, talk about underutilized, man. I mean, they were underrepresented, for Christ's sake. Don't even get me started with Ghostbusters Afterlife. I mean, I will say this. Ghostbusters Afterlife is better than most of them, but still, if you really think about it, they weren't exactly used in the greatest way either. I mean, better than most, but still, they're props. The story is basically not really used to their benefit as characters. They're just there to really service that particular part of the story, and once they do, they're out of the way. And I do feel the same way about Jurassic World Dominion, man. I really honestly do. And it's a goddamn shame because these actors are great here. They're amazing. They've been fantastic in so many films over the years. And I was so looking forward to their return to the franchise because it was really billed as, yes, all of the characters are here in this epic conclusion to the Jurassic franchise. And I'm like, okay, man, you bring the legacy characters back, you gotta give them something to do, especially in Fallen Kingdom when they had Goldblum in the trailer. And I'm like, oh my God, Goldblum's back. And then he was like in a lame courtroom scene for like 5 minutes. And you're like, this is what you brought him back here for? I mean, I'm glad Goldblum got paid, but shit, man, that's a waste of fucking time, isn't it? Like, hell, man. And the same thing can honestly be said here. I mean, the best thing about this movie are the legacy characters, are those interactions with them, and just the nostalgia of remembering that first movie and the camaraderie that those characters had and the chemistry. And it was so great. And unfortunately, yes, there are moments here where you still get some really great interactions with those characters and you remember the good times, but they're really saddled with this lame, we're gonna go into this lab locust plot to find the secret to expose this evil corporation, and that's all they had. There was nothing else. I mean, occasionally they get a line of dialogue here and there that, you know, made you remember the good times of Jurassic Park, and obviously the same old fucking dialogue at times, but okay, fine, but I can just watch the first fucking movie, man. I can just watch Jurassic Park again. It'd be a hell of a lot better than watching this a second time, I'll tell you that much, man. I mean, shit. The best thing about this, I have to admit, is just Jeff Goldblum being Jeff motherfucking Goldblum, dude. He has certain quippy moments, certain sarcastic dialogue where I'm like, oh, Jeff. Oh, No wonder you're one of my heroes. I mean, seriously, man. He's great here. And just seeing those characters and just seeing them together one last time, I guess was kind of worth it, all things considered, but I just wish they were saddled with a better movie, a better overall arc and experience, and they're really not. It's rehashed storylines and servicing other characters like Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard that are so lame compared to these other three, man. Seriously. And God, it just fucking sucks, dude. And that's the problem with nostalgia. The problem with nostalgia ultimately is that sometimes it can really blow up in your face. Then again, other times it really makes you appreciate stuff. I mean, look at something like Spider-Man No Way Home. Dude, Spider-Man No Way Home killed. It was amazing. Yes, those characters came back and there was a certain nostalgia quality to that, which I really appreciated, but they were actually used in a great way with the story to flesh out their characters and what's been happening to them since. And yes, they ultimately service the story with Tom Holland's Spider-Man, but they do it in a way where you feel those characters also grow as well. I didn't feel the same way here in Jurassic World Dominion. I didn't feel that same way in Scream 5 or Ghostbusters Afterlife, Matrix Resurrections. I mean, I'm all for nostalgia, don't get me wrong. I really honestly am, and I think it can be a fantastic thing. But I do think it's overused like a motherfucker. I really do, man. And I think we gotta start being smart about how we use nostalgia, because we just can't use it for the sake of using it as a gimmick or a ploy, because honestly, that doesn't work out either. You know what? Look, I'm okay with nostalgia and I'm okay with how it can be used, but going forward, I'd like to see Hollywood be more smarter about that, but I just don't think we're gonna get that, man. I mean, I think there's moments where it's gonna be really effective. You look at the Marvel stuff, I mean, even Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness really prove that there's some really cool moments where you can use nostalgia in a very unique way to tell a very unique story, but again, it's how you really do it that really ultimately matters, man. And Jurassic World is one of those moments where you truly understand that nostalgia is powerful. Nostalgia can be great, unique, memorable, but honestly, if you don't have a great story behind it and great characters and great situations, then honestly, you could seriously just give a fuck. The crew is back in NCIS. Wait a minute. 19th season? What? Holy shit. Oh my god, man. 19 seasons? Jesus, man. Talk about beating a dead horse. Holy shit. Damn, man. I didn't know that it had gotten to 19 seasons. Good lord. Legends never say bye. Yep, that pretty much fits this show. Wow. Look, I have never seen a single episode of NCIS, but Bob swears by it, man. He loves this show. Hey, whatever floats your boat, man. I don't know. I just don't get into procedural shows like this, like the CSIs and stuff like that. I just never got into this type of stuff, man. It's not saying that it's bad necessarily, but it doesn't exactly, just get my motor running. Just saying, man. I mean, it's great that Mark Harmon continues to have a job, because hey, Mark Harmon's great. I mean, summer school, anybody? That guy's awesome. So any chance for him to get work, I definitely appreciate it. But damn, man, 19 seasons. This has got to be one of the most long-running shows of all time. If it's not, I'd be shocked. Now, what is this about here? The momentous season that changed NCIS forever. In season 19, legendary special agent Leroy Jethro Gibbs, Mark Harmon unexpectedly retires. What? No! Oh man, my man Harmon retires in this? I mean, yeah, he is getting up there in age, and he ain't no spring chicken. I'm just saying, man, holy shit. Who took his place? FBI agent Alden Parker, Gary Cole? What? Oh my god. Office Space, Gary Cole? Right. Oh my god. He joins the team. That's awesome, man. And I'm sure all the same dangerous and risky cases that go along with being part of the NCIS. Oh, man. Man, I actually Gary Cole's no spring chicken either. So he's just starting in season 19. You got a while to go, Gary, before you catch up to Mark Harmon's record. Good luck to ya. All I'm saying is a lot of Bengay is not gonna hurt. Just saying, Osteobiflex is available. He's gonna need a shit ton of it. God damn, man. Wow. You know what, look, I gotta give NCIS credit for going this far, man. I mean, 19 seasons is nothing to laugh at or sneeze at, because it is quite remarkable the fact that the show has went on for this long. I mean, truly, and if people really enjoy it and they love the series and the ratings are good, why not keep the party going? And it looks like you definitely have, man. I mean, there's all kinds of spin-offs. This is a whole franchise unto itself, man. And I give CBS a lot of credit for recognizing it and knowing what's successful, and I don't want to say like exploiting, but utilizing it to the best of their abilities. I mean, why the hell not, man? Interesting. My God, man. Losing a legend like Mark Harmon and gaining another legend in Gary Cole. Oh, man. I actually kind of always thought about going and watching NCIS. I just did. I don't know why, man. I mean, like I said, I'm not a procedural guy, but every so often I'd always see like some sort of promo or something about NCIS. I'm like, you know what? That kind of looks kind of cool. I don't know if I should get into it now, considering I have to start at season 1. I've got like 19 fucking seasons to watch. That's a little much, man, okay? But maybe I can do like a highlight reel or something. Maybe. Maybe. God, I hope so. Man, you gotta love the procedural love, because people eat this shit up, man. And it's very successful, and this is proof positive of it. Congratulations to the NCIS crew, season 19, and hopefully 19 more. Oh, here's the hoping. Good luck, because they're gonna need it. Dun 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 dun. Oh, Indiana Jones, man, you make my life so much better, don't you? Oh, just existing in this world makes me love Indiana Jones so much better. Man, what the world would be like without Indiana Jones. What a sad, sad reality that'd be. Oh, man. The 4K steely love for Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade for $24.99. Wow, man. The final part of a beautiful trilogy. Oh, indeed it is, man. God, so good. Now, I know what you're thinking. Wait a minute, Seth. Isn't there Kingdom of the Crystal Skull? Yeah, we don't talk about that movie. No. You know how they say we don't talk about Bruno? Yeah, we don't talk about Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. It never existed. It was only in your imagination. Yeah. You had a nightmare. It's all over now. You never have to think of it ever again. You're welcome. Oh, man. Oh, dude. I believe this movie came out in 1989. Oh, man, the 80s. What a great decade for film. It was fucking awesome. And Indiana Jones definitely took advantage of it in a big, bad way. Steven Spielberg took advantage of it and made some really amazing indie adventures. Now, I have said this in previous Out and Abouts that Temple of Doom is my favorite Indiana Jones adventure out of the trilogy. Raiders of the Lost Ark is the more classic one, but Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade is probably, out of the three, my most nostalgic out of them. And I truly do mean that, man. There's something about this movie, this story, the father-son dynamic that really just makes me fall in love with this movie the more I watch it. And God, is so great of an adventure movie, and having Sean Connery here. I mean, look, who was going to be Indy's father, right? Yeah, you could have picked anybody, but why not the original Bond himself? Sean motherfucking Connery, dude. Why not, man? And he brings so much to this movie. You could really tell why the character of Indiana is the way that he is. His father has shaped him and shaped the man that he would eventually become and ultimately is. But yet at the same time, just because he's your father doesn't mean that he ain't a pain in the ass. And he definitely is to Indiana, man. Just moments where he one-ups him, and Indiana's like, you're one-upping me? He's like, yes, my boy. You haven't learned until you've learned from the best. I know, that's my best Sean Connery, dude. It ain't shit, but at least I tried, man. I mean, look, I love Sean Connery here because he's just having so much fun with this movie. He's having so much fun with this role, you know, being the old pro that he is and one-upping Harrison Ford at every single chance. Like, you think you're suave and debonair and adventurous? You ain't seen nothing yet. I mean, it's great. It's awesome. And he's just having a blast with this role. I love the chemistry and the back and forth and the nitpicking between the two. Like, it's just classic father-son dialogue, man. Just amped to 11. I love that shit. I think it's really phenomenal. And on top of that, bringing back certain actors and characters that were in Raiders of the Lost Ark and finally get a place back into the franchise, like John Rhys Davies, for instance. I mean, that's absolutely phenomenal, bringing him back, and a whole bunch of other actors and situations as well. And I love the adventure aspect, the action scenes here, especially the horse chase with the Nazi tank. Like, that is fucking phenomenal, man. That's probably one of my favorite action scenes of any Indiana Jones film. It's fucking amazing, dude. Some of the practical effects, phenomenal. How the fuck they pulled some of that shit off? Well, you know, Spielberg. That's why. I mean, truly, dude. I mean, even the idea of what they're looking for. And what I love is them looking for the Holy Grail. Looking for what is ultimately like a chalice, a cup. And I love the whole end sequence, like this old guy who was like Knights of the Round Table that is just protecting it. And all of the different cups and choosing which one it might be. Could it be the gold one? Could it be the one that looks like it was made by like Patrick Swayze and Ghost? like there's just so many different types of cups, and you're like, I don't know which one to choose, man. Do you pick the most spectacular one because that might be it, because it's obviously the Holy Grail, or do you pick one that's unsuspecting? Like, I love that, and I still love him going after the Nazis and the battle between both of them. I really like that. Not to mention the booby traps, because, you know, it wouldn't actually be an Indiana Jones adventure if you didn't have some complications along the way to try to get to the thing you want the most, right? Yeah, of course. It's been in every Indiana Jones flick, so of course it had to be in this one, man. I mean, I love all those complications. They're so fun and mischievous, and I especially love when you pick the wrong chalice and you drink out of it, and what happens to you. Like, oh my god, man, I gotta admit, you know, I'm not gonna lie, I'm getting old, but dude, picking the wrong one can turn you into a fucking withering, rotting corpse. Oh god. Yeah, you know, I'll stick to water. I really will, man. Let me tell you something, man. I just love this movie from top to bottom. The comedy, the adventure, the action, the characters. This was such a really great send-off for the Indiana Jones character, and I really love how he got to have one last adventure with his father, and that really means a lot to me, because I think that's one of the reasons why it's as nostalgic for me as it is, because, dude, my father's no longer around. He died in 1998, and he was kind of a jokester. He would kind of, you know, tease me a bit, and I look at this relationship and I'm like, man, I really miss my dad. I really do, man. And it's movies like this that kind of give me a little bit of the feels of just seeing that father-son relationship and just loving it. I really do, man. It's great. And I just got to give George Lucas and Steven Spielberg a lot of credit, because, You know, they took their love of old school serials and transformed it into something that has become absolutely iconic and legendary and amazing and everlasting. And yeah, I know there's more Indiana Jones adventures out there, and there's ultimately going to be another one coming out, I think, next year. My God, man. Time flies for Indy, don't it? But for me, it will always end with him and his father riding off into the sunset. It really will. These are adventure serials that are going to last a lifetime. Fans around the world love them, and there's a reason why. Because there was so much passion and really great determination and love put into these films, and it honestly truly shows, man. Certain movies are destined to be iconic, and Indiana Jones proves that not only can you do it once, twice, but 3 times is definitely the charm. Hey, yeah, you. I got some balloons in my car, little boy. Would you like to come and see? The Blu-ray DVD digital of the Brick Phone for $24.99. Oh yes, man, creepy and sinister. Oh, let me tell you something, man. Scott Derrickson definitely knows how to do it, don't he? Oh, he absolutely does, man. And I kind of feel bad because last week I was talking about horror auteurs, and I was talking about a lot of really great up-and-coming horror filmmakers, ones that are really relevant, and there was some that I forgot, right? I mean, Mike Flanagan is really phenomenal. Love Mike Flanagan. Gotta put him in the conversation. But also Scott Derrickson, man. And I felt bad. I was like, shit, dude, he's really good. And I totally passed him by. Man, what the hell is wrong with me, dude? I mean, seriously. He is a really great horror filmmaker, and he is one that is doing some phenomenal mainstream work that is really getting noticed by a lot of people within the genre now. Amazing movies, whether we're talking about Doctor Strange, Sinister. Dude, I remember when I saw Sinister in the movie theaters with Bob, we were creeped out to the nth degree. We were disturbed by that movie in a big bad way, dude. That really made a huge impression on me. I loved that film. And again, it isn't always roses. I mean, he did do Deliver Us from Evil, which is this exorcism, possession, crime type of movie. Not his best, honestly, but then again, he did, back in 2005, he did The Exorcism of Emily Rose, which is absolutely phenomenal of an exorcism, possession, courtroom drama, which, by the way, most horror lovers actually consider it one of the better exorcism films in modern horror cinema, so, you know, there is that. I mean, seriously, dude. Then again, he also ended up doing that Day the Earth Stood Still remake. Yeah, the one with Keanu Reeves. Yeah, not really all that good, man. I mean, he tried, Keanu tried. They were trying to go for this big, bombastic CGI blockbuster, and it really didn't work all that well, man. I mean, pretty much most people forgot that movie. Probably better for it. Not gonna lie, man. But the one that I think is criminally underrated in his filmography, seriously, is Hellraiser Inferno. Yes, from 2000. From the year 2000. Oh man, god damn, dude, that is a really great Hellraiser movie. Seriously, with Craig Schaefer, that is the best out of all the straight to DVD Hellraiser flicks, and I dare one of you motherfuckers to disagree with me, because if you've seen all of them, you know I'm right, goddammit. That's actually a really solid Hellraiser flick, man. Got some really nightmarish imagery. Honestly, not a bad movie, all things considered. Not the best, obviously, but I've seen a hell of a lot worse in that franchise, okay? That's pretty solid, dude. I mean, this guy's filmography is pretty solid, all things considered. A couple of misses, but a hell of a lot of hits. And there's certain horror filmmakers out there that I look forward to what they do, because I know I'm gonna get something unique and interesting, and yes, something that you've seen before, but a unique and different spin on it, and this guy has that quality to do that, and I really love it. And I think a lot of people are really looking forward to his work because of working with Marvel and Doctor Strange and a lot of the praise that he's received. Look, he's not a horror auteur the way that Robert Eggers is, or Alex Garland, or some of those other people, Oz Perkins, you name it. He's just not that deep of a guy. I mean, he is to a certain extent, but not as deep as some of those filmmakers are. I don't think this guy is going to go out of his way to make a folk horror flick anytime soon. I mean, he could. It could surprise me, but I highly doubt it. I mean, seriously, man. But that doesn't mean that he doesn't wear the influences of horror on his sleeve. He really honestly does, in a big bad way, man. He's been influenced by Carpenter, Craven, Cunningham, King, Hooper. He's been influenced by many of these writers and filmmakers over the years, and now he gets to put his own unique spin on it, and I really feel like he's done a great job of that, man. It hasn't always been perfect, but he's done a good job at trying and sometimes really influencing the horror genre in some great ways that has carried on to other filmmakers that are younger, that are influencing these films, and he will be an influence on them. Look, horror is not perfect. It's not easy to get right, man. It's messy, and sometimes it's convoluted and complicated, and not every filmmaker truly gets it right or hits it out of the park 100% of the time. But when you do, it really honestly works, and you really feel like this filmmaker, this movie really spoke to them, and it really influenced them, and it feels like they took their life and their influences and put it into this movie that will be influenced by others years from now. And this is one of those films, man. It's that powerful, it's that creepy, it's that thrilling, and it's one of those movies that I truly feel like, as far as modern day horror is concerned, it will stand the test of time, man. I mean, just the mask alone. Look at that mask. That mask was created by Tom motherfucking Savini. Yeah, that Tom Savini, man. The makeup artist, the legendary makeup effects dude. That guy did it. I mean, there's so much about this film that really is phenomenal, from the performances to the story to the design of the mask. I mean, every element really has to be rolling on all cylinders in order for something like this to truly be spectacular. And this is one of those films that truly honestly is, man. Give this movie a chance. Even if you're tired of a lot of the horror stuff that's coming out, a lot of the modern day stuff, maybe it doesn't really tickle your fancy as much as it should. But don't give up. Seriously, don't give up, because just when you've seen it all, just when you've experienced everything and tired of where the genre is going, there's certain moments where horror really shines and shows you that it still can be truly effective. And Black Phone is absolutely one of those moments. Yo, is it hot in here, or is Kevin Dillon putting out another straight-to-DVD and Blu-ray action flick? Well, honestly, it's probably just hot in here, so it certainly ain't this fucking movie. In Hot Seat, the Blu-ray digital for $16.99. Another one of these wonderful straight-to-physical media action movies. Boy, they just keep churning them out, and they really don't get any better. They really honestly don't, man. I mean, if Bruce Willis isn't making them, then Jean-Claude Van Damme is. If Jean-Claude Van Damme isn't doing it, then Steven Seagal is, or John Travolta, or John Cusack, or any host of has-beens. But all the way down the list is Kevin Dillon. And I know that you're looking forward to the ones that he does, right? Right, yeah, sure, that makes a lot of sense. Oh my God, man. No time to think, nowhere to run, one chance to live. Well, one chance to watch this movie, and I guarantee you will never want to watch this piece of shit again. Oh man, I got a chance to watch this on Amazon Prime, and look, I went into this thing knowing fully well that this thing is probably a goddamn turkey, man. I pretty much was like, dude, it's not gonna be that good, man. I mean, I don't have many hopes for any Kevin Dillon flick, and I mean, there is a little bit of hope with Mel Gibson, but, well, Mel Gibson is in the twilight of his career, man. I mean, honestly, he ain't getting the roles like he used to, and honestly, he's taking anything he can get for the paycheck that he can get it for. So, are you really expecting a shitload out of him anymore? Probably not, man. Yeah, it's that type of flick, man. I mean, you put Mel Gibson on the cover here, he's got probably 5 minutes of screen time at the very least, and yeah, he's really just there for the paycheck. I mean, he has a few notable lines, a few moments where he looks heroic, and pretty much he's out the door, man. This is a Kevin Dillon flick through and through, all right? I mean, basically, he plays this guy, his marriage is on the rocks, he's got to go into work, he's this computer programmer, IT tech dude, and basically, he's at work, and what ends up happening is that there's this guy who is on the overhead that is basically telling him instructions to do certain things, or he's basically going to blow up the entire building, he's going to ruin his life, and he's going to kill his daughter and his wife, and all these crazy complications, and he's got to go through all this journey, all this trial by fire in order to either do what this evil motherfucker says or try to beat him at his own game. Yes, Kevin Dillon style. Wait a minute, is that even a thing? Jeez, I hope not. Oh, man, look, this thing is a fucking bore, man. It honestly is. And, dude, there are moments where I'm kind of intrigued, but it goes away pretty fucking fast, dude. And, honestly, it's trying to be a mixture of like a hacker flick mixed with like a Saw movie, because the guy who's on the overhead giving him the instructions about, you know, getting into certain databases and stealing certain amounts of money and getting into certain government programs, he is straight out of a fucking Saw movie. I mean, the same fucking voice. Yes, you will do as I say. I just wanted him to be like, let's play a game. Live or die, your choice. I really wanted him to do that, dude. I was like, oh, come on, man. Give me more fuel, baby. And he didn't do it. I'm like, you son of a bitch. Oh, man. I mean, at every single turn, there's a lot of these stupid characters. This ditzy blonde that literally is just trying to find this guy on the floor that she wants to fuck, and she accidentally gets caught up in the whole goddamn thing, and she's got to help him out with certain riddles and puzzles and shit on the computer, and like, oh, my God. Of course, you got to give her something to do. Jeez. And all the while, there is no excitement, there is no real entertainment here, or thrills, or on the edge of your seat action that you're just, oh my God, what's gonna happen next? I mean, dude, you know, this is predictable, straight to DVD Blu-ray garbage. I mean, you know this, man. Kevin Dillon, man, here's the thing about it. Kevin Dillon is sort of milquetoast, right? He's just kind of bland. He doesn't give off really great action hero vibes, okay? I mean, even if you're watching like a straight to Blu-ray or DVD action flick, even if you're doing all of that, right? I mean, watching somebody like Bruce Willis or Travolta, Cusack, Jean-Claude Van Damme, you know, shit, even fucking Seagal, man. I mean, there's moments where you're like, okay, you could see moments where you're like, yeah, I remember. Those guys used to be badass. Dude, Kevin Dillon was never that fucking guy, dude. Dude, he never was, man. And he's not gonna start being it now. There ain't no fucking way, dude. I mean, fine, I'll give him props for the Blob remake, but outside of that, how much else you want me to give him, man? I mean, seriously, dude. I mean, most of the shit he's done I haven't really cared for. I've watched maybe 1 or 2 episodes of Entourage. He didn't do shit for me in that. And honestly, if you were watching Entourage for Kevin Dillon, then man, God bless your ever-loving heart, dude. I mean, seriously, not many people were, but if you were, man, you're a dime in a dozen. That's for damn sure, man. I mean, look, the action scenes here are not really all that clever or really well done. The computer stuff, there's not even any single amount of tension where you're like, on the edge of your seat, oh my God, what's gonna happen next? Is he gonna survive the shit? I mean, you know, he's gonna survive it, man. Even with the bomb strapped to the chair, even when there's the most complicated shit and he's basically in a typing battle with security guards. Which, yeah, boy, that's high tension, all right. I mean, it doesn't come across as exciting or exhilarating. You're not worried about Kevin Dillon one fucking stretch of the imagination. You know he's gonna come out of this fine. He's gonna end up living a happy life with the wife and kids. I mean, they're, oh my god, he's in trouble, and then suddenly, you know, he gets out of it, and then they just live happily ever after. I mean, you know where this is going. It's predictable garbage bullshit. That's what it is, man. And that's what these type of movies are. They're not trying to reinvent the wheel. I mean, God, I hope not, because if this is trying to reinvent the wheel, man, then that's some really bad shit, okay? Damn, it really honestly is. I mean, look, there's moments when Mel Gibson has some kind of cool charisma where you're like, God, I really miss you, Mel. But again, him being here for 5 fucking minutes doesn't really do jack shit. And Kevin Dillon has the personality of a toaster. All right? He really can't carry a movie, man. I mean, even in The Blob, he's good in The Blob, but I mean, yeah, he's one of the leading stars, but the main star of the movie is the Blob itself. That's what you come here for. He's sort of window dressing. Even on Entourage, the couple of episodes I've seen, even the movie, he's window dressing. You know, he does a few quirky, quippy stuff, and then he's on his way. That's it, man. He's more of a side character. When you put him in the driver's seat, he kind of fumbles the ball a bit. He really does, man. And this is just another one of those instances, man. I mean, it's not bad. I've seen worse. I mean, it's a time waster hour and a half, right? It's not going to ruin your life, but shit, man, you could be watching stuff a hell of a lot better than this garbage. I mean, look, man, predictable, mundane, kind of boring, and just paint by numbers. And if that's what you want out of your action movies, hey, have at it, man. Hot Seat is definitely your thing, but please find better action movies out there. I mean, seriously, man, I can't say that there's many great straight-to-DVD action flicks out there. I mean, there is, but they are a dime a dozen, and you could find a hell of a lot better than Hot Seat, man. I mean, just put it this way. Kevin Dillon is what he is. He's not going to light your fire. Neither is this movie. Neither the plot. There's some really great computer hacker movies that have some really great tension and some thrills to it. This ain't it. It seriously is not, man. So, you know, find better shit in your life to watch, oh yeah. I should have learned that lesson when I started watching this fucking movie, but then again, I live for the torture because you guys just like it that way. Seriously, you really honestly do, man. One false move, one bad call, one wrong keystroke, and all goes up in smoke. Well, I'd rather watch Up in Smoke than watch this movie go up in smoke again. Trust me. Cheech and Chong, man, I would rather see them toke up 10,000 lifetimes than ever watch this piece of shit ever again. And trust me, even if I were to get high and then watch this movie again, man, it still wouldn't even improve the shit. It still wouldn't improve it whatsoever. Lord. Another straight to DVD and Blu-ray Kevin Dillon movie. I know. You were excited. Were you? Really? Because honestly, if you were, you might want to contact your therapist. Just saying. Oh, man. Oh, something everybody was looking forward to, I bet. More indie action love and all the other unique and interesting physical media love that Target always has, of course. Interesting indeed, as always. Let's head out. You bet your ass Target is doing their due diligence on physical media, baby. They keep it rolling. Keep it rolling, 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 rolling. What? Limp Bizkit will come back eventually. Just you wait. From one old school Limp Bizkit fan and a physical media lover. Hey, best of both worlds. Okay, maybe not. But seriously, man, they were doing their due diligence on physical media love this week. The indie goodness, the big blockbusters, and a little bit here and a little bit there that we hadn't quite seen yet. Not half bad for Target. They always definitely show the appreciation to the physical media love, and this week is absolutely no exception. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I definitely think you do. Oh, indeed you do, because it always makes me, a very happy physical media boy. And it does this week. Ooh, absolutely indeed, man. Not half bad for Target this week. Not too shabby. Definitely holding it down for the physical media love. But what about the other stores? I mean, it can't just be Walmart, Target. It's got to be more, right? Oh, how about we go and search a little bit more, shall we? All right, everybody. We are at our third location, the second Walmart. I'm going to go and check out if there's any interesting indie movie worth showing off. If there is, well, I'll bring it back to Film Fan 108H2 and show it off to each and every one of you. But before I do that, I gotta talk about a trailer with you guys. And, you know, Comic-Con had some amazing trailers, some amazing moments, and I think the best of them all had to have been Black Panther Wakanda Forever. And this is a movie that is highly, and I mean highly anticipated, and I didn't know what I was walking myself into when I was clicking play on the trailer. I did not know. I was hoping it was going to be good because, let's be real, Black Panther is an amazing Marvel movie, amazing MCU film, amazing film in general. Just take out the MCU stuff. Just an amazing film that was nominated for Academy Awards and had gotten a lot of really great praise and was elevated to this really great legendary movie status right out of the gate, and pretty much honestly delivered for a lot of fans out there. Everybody across the world, moviegoers, really ate this movie up, and the sequel was always going to happen. There's no doubt about it. It was always going to be a thing. But then when Chadwick Boseman unfortunately passed away from cancer, I think it changed a lot of things. I mean, first you were shocked, and then just the reality of what are they going to do about this? How are they going to pull this off? And, you know, there was all kinds of rumors swirling around. Was it going to be CGI? Are they going to replace Chadwick? I mean, to be honest with you, a lot of people said, hey, just replace Chadwick Boseman as Black Panther. And I was not one of those people that was on board with that idea. I understand why people had that thought, but I was never one to say, hey, replace the guy, because I don't care who you are as an actor, man. That is incredibly huge shoes to fill for any person out there. I would not want to be the guy that is tasked to replace Chadwick, and I'm sure there was discussions about it, but at the end of the day, I don't think that's the right way to honor the character or honor Chadwick. And so from this trailer, right off the bat, man, you are getting basically the mourning period from Wakanda. Everybody is mourning the loss of T'Challa, just like they're mourning Chadwick Boseman. And the idea that from their mourning, there is a lot of heartache, there's a lot of confusion, sadness, and perhaps people taking advantage of you and perhaps leaving an opening for others to come in and take over for power. And that's what I kind of feel like this trailer is, man. It is an incredibly, and I mean seriously, an incredibly powerful trailer. And just the imagery and the music and, man, everything was spot on with this trailer, to the point where, I'm not gonna lie, man, I fucking teared up. I cried. Like, huge tears, man. I mean, when Angela Bassett's character is like, you know, I am queen of the most powerful country in the world, and my whole entire family is dead. And you see a picture of Chadwick, and I'm like, my God, man, what these people have dealt with, what this culture has been dealing with, what this woman has been dealing with. The idea of, you know, I could be queen of this great country, all this technology, all this great momentum, but it doesn't mean that I don't have any heartache and I don't hurt, and we've suffered just as much losses as anybody else does. And the bigger they are, the harder they fall. And it really is true. And other cultures coming in and stealing that, like Namor of all things, man. That is one of the coolest things, I think, for me here, is seeing Namor. I mean, seeing this dude on the big screen is going to be a real great pleasure for me because he really is. I mean, yes, there's Aquaman, and Aquaman came on the screen first, essentially, but Namor technically was the first of that type of character. And I've always loved the character in comics and how they've explored him. And to finally see that being presented on the big screen, that's going to be epic, man. And I just love the idea of two cultures clashing together. Not sure how they're actually going to do it, but I'm intrigued to find out, man. And the idea that at the end of the trailer there is another Black Panther. Who is it? Is it Shuri? Is it... I mean, there's a hell of a lot of other characters that you can really say could be the next Black Panther. There's been rumors of, you know, who knows, other characters coming back from the dead, possibly. I mean, there's no telling how they're gonna pull this off or how they're gonna do it. But I think everybody at the end of the day is incredibly intrigued by this, man. I mean, I am, just because, I mean, we've seen characters and actors die and pass on, and they've still had to make the franchise happen. But it's never been to this type of level before. And I think that at the end of the day, Ryan Coogler and Kevin Feige and all these people, they were incredibly sensitive to figure out how to go forward. And they probably had to rewrite the movie like a motherfucker really much, because think about it. You know, you have the shooting script, you know everything's going to happen. Chadwick dies, and now you have to reconfigure the whole entire thing. This took a long while to get out here. It took a long while to plan and to make and to get right. Will it succeed? Honestly, if it does, then it will be one of the best masterstrokes that Marvel has ever done, if they pull it off. You know, look, Phase 4 has been a mess at times. I've liked it, but it's been a mess. Black Panther can pull it all together. They've done it before. Can they do it again? As long as it honors Chadwick Boseman in a great way, then I'm absolutely on board. And I think it will. At least I'm hoping it will. I want to see those characters again. I want to see those situations. I want to live in Wakanda again. And I want to honor Chadwick Boseman the best way I can. And this movie feels like it's really going to do that, man. It really does. At least that's my honest opinion. Definitely let me know what you think about that, guys. Black Panther's going to be back in November. And I definitely want to immerse myself in the world again. And I know you do too. Definitely let me know. But in the meantime, well, there hopefully is physical media indie love this week. Not sure, but how about we go in and check it out? All right, everybody, in at the good old second Walmart. And this week has not been half bad for the physical media goodness, has it not? The stores have definitely been hitting their due diligences in a big, bad way. But what about the indie oddities, the indie weirdness, the indie love? What about that, man? I mean, last week was kind of a bummer. No indie oddities, and I wanted it. I wanted my fix, man. So what about this week? Can we get it? Do I got the goodness just waiting for me? Well, I hate to be a party pooper, but yeah, we don't got shit this week. Yes, for a second straight week, we've got nada, zippo, zilch. I mean, literally nothing new at all that they're carrying here. I mean, they're carrying the big release love, obviously, but as far as the indie oddities, the ridiculousness, yeah, jack shit, man. And God, that blows. Jesus, that really does, man. 2 whole weeks of no indie weirdness. Man, I'm jonesing in a big bad way, but yes, nothing whatsoever, and that really just bums me out, man. But that's the way it goes. Some weeks we're gonna have plenty of love, and other weeks, well, you're gonna get jack shit. And we are now in the jack shit period of the second Walmart. Let's hope that changes. Maybe next week. Well, just gonna have to wait and see, folks. But until then, I guess we're just gonna have to wait around for more indie love. But definitely worth waiting for, dare I say. Indeed it is, man. But how about we go to the next store and hopefully more physical media love to cherish. All right, everybody, we are at our 4th final location. And when it comes to physical media, look under every nook, look under every cranny, go to every place possible, because you never know where physical media might lie. Because hell, who'd have thought it'd be at a fucking bookstore? That's for damn sure. So you definitely know where we are at. And we are at none other than, yes, Barnes and Noble's, back in yet again for all of the wonderful bookstore hijinks, where you never know what they'll have and then again what they won't have. Sometimes, honestly, they don't have jack shit. Other times they have really amazing variety. So it really is a gamble week in and week out. It has been some interesting physical media this week, so hopefully they'll have the new release love, and maybe a few things in between. But how about we go in and check it out? All right, everybody, we are in at good old B&N, and this time there's actually physical media love, new love we're showing off. Well, thank God for that, huh? Let's dive in, shall we? A little bit more, yes, Jurassic World goodness. Of course. The Blu-ray DVD digital, they've got the DVD, they've even got that old reliable steelbook love as well. Oh my God, $54.99 for the Steely. Oh man, you know, look, I tend to dig the Jurassic Park franchise from time to time, but my boy Blue ain't worth that money. That's for damn sure. Holy shit, man. God damn, man. Fucking hell, dude. This movie, I don't care whether it's $40, whether it's $55. You know what? You have to be a massive, and I mean massive, fan of the franchise to be paying that type of cash, man. And that ain't me, bro. I mean, just saying, dude. Holy shit, man. But look, I gotta talk about this because all I heard for the promotion of this movie, well, it's the last Jurassic movie. We're gonna go out with a bang. Everybody is involved here. We're bringing back the old gang with the new gang. We're telling a sprawling story that will end the franchise in a satisfying way. Yeah, what bullshit was that? Man, it's epic BS. I mean, come on, dude. I refuse to believe that this is the end of the franchise until, like, 20, 30 years from now, where I'm like, okay, they haven't made any movie again? They haven't made another Chris Pratt one? They haven't tried to bring back the old people? Okay. Dinosaurs Are Dead? Hammond's Ash? Okay. Okay, I think we're safe. I mean, shit, dude. I mean, come on, man. If there is any money to be made by any franchise, you know they're gonna continue that shit. I mean, seriously, if you bought into the fact that this was the last one, then, man, there really is a sucker born every day. I mean, I'm dead serious, dude. I mean, look, could this be the end of it? Gee, I kind of hope so, because this was one limp dick movie, but I mean, it did make a sizable amount of cash at the end of the day. So what do studios look at? Do studios think that, well, they can't tell any more stories, or do studios look at the money? Come on, bro. They look at the do-re-mi, okay? They look at the ducats, all right? They're looking at the cash. And if it's making the cash, and it's coming in droves, and if they're selling the toys and the merch, then you can bet your ass that we'll be seeing Owen Grady again. God knows, putting his hand up to talk to the Raptors one more fucking time. And by the way, can we stop with the whole, like, talk to the hand shit that Chris Pratt does? Because it is absolutely asinine. It is absolutely fucking insane. It's ridiculous, and it's downright stupid. Alright, like, okay, if he did it in the first movie, fine, whatever. I guess it was raptors that were being controlled, and they, you know, raised them from a young age. Okay, fine, whatever. What kind of bullshit excuse you want? Sure, whatever, man. But now he's literally putting his hand up to every single fucking dinosaur. T-Rexes. He puts the hand up, and T-Rex is like, oh shit. Damn, man. Is that Star-Lord? like, what the fuck, man? And by the way, every character is fucking doing that shit. Goldblum was doing it. Sam Neill was doing it. Bryce Dallas Howard was doing it. Everybody was fucking doing it. It's kind of like, almost like an Oprah skit or something. You get a hand, and you get a hand, and you get a hand, and everybody gets a hand. Yes! Oh, give me a fucking break, will ya? Jesus Christ. Oh, man. I am so over that shit, dude. It's absolutely fucking stupid to the nth fucking degree, man. I just can't stand that shit anymore. I just can't stand this franchise anymore, dude. I mean, I'm dead serious. Look, man, I really dug the first movie. The first movie is an absolute classic. It will stand the test of time forever. The second one, you know, for what it's worth, okay? Everybody kind of shits on Lost World, but I tend to like it. Does it have its stupid moments? Abso-fucking-lutely. But dude, Goldblum, man. Motherfucking Goldblum, dude. He's just that damn good, man. I like Julianne Moore in it. You know, I thought Vince Vaughn wasn't half bad. The dinosaur stuff was pretty cool. I tended to like it. It wasn't perfect, but maybe just a step under, kinda. I mean, Jurassic Park 3 does have its moments, but it is kind of bland as an adventure movie, even though I think it works far better than people give it credit for. And then, look, Jurassic World is what it is, man, and Fallen Kingdom is a downright embarrassment. I just feel like this franchise just keeps getting worse with every single installment, and they're just trying to recapture the magic of the first Jurassic Park, and they just can't pull it off because nobody can. I don't care if it's Spielberg himself or any other filmmaker. You can't recapture that first magic of that first film. You're just not going to be able to. And they just continue to try to do it over and over and over again with lesser results constantly. It's just painful to watch at this point, man. It really honestly is. And, you know, as I said, companies are going to continue to make these type of films, man. And it's with any franchise. They're going to continue to make Batman movies up the ass. Okay, they're probably never going to make any more of that. That was flat out embarrassing. But, I mean, they're going to make more Godzilla movies, more Kong movies. They're going to make more Bond stuff. I mean, well, yeah, we already know this is a fucking guarantee. But seriously, man, I mean, they're just going to continue to make these franchises until there really is no money to be had, until people just decide that they're not going to go to the theaters and watch this shit anymore. And honestly, I don't know when that's going to be. I mean, look, I'm always up for a good entry in a franchise, but sometimes, let's be real. Let's be honest, we ain't getting it. Certain franchises have run out of steam, and the Jurassic franchise has done that. We're here. Well, technically we were here like, you know, a movie or two ago, but it ain't gonna be ending anytime soon. It's not like we're gonna rev back up the engine. We're not, because it's just not that good. Goddamn shame. You can throw as much dinosaurs in the screen as you want. You can do as much action as you please. You can talk to the hand as much as Chris Pratt wants to, but you just can't bring back a good franchise if it's already went downhill. Maybe rebooting, but what's the point? It's just going to be compared to the other films anyways. I don't know, man. I mean, look, it was an experience watching in the movie theater. I'm glad I did, but at the end of the day, I really don't want any more, man. Just let this shit go. Just let it die off, man. And maybe in like 10, 20 years, maybe if you want to reboot it again or bring back the old school actors and do a reunion of sorts, fine, go ahead. But it's just not going to be worth it. And you're never going to live up to the epicness that was that first movie, man. There's just no way to do it. And franchise like this proves it. If you go back to the well too many times, eventually the water's going to run out. And this is definitely one of those instances. Just saying, man. I mean, you do get some special features. You get the Jurassic World short films. You get making of a few things here and there. But honestly, the film shorts that they did before the movie premiered were so much better than the movie itself. Like the T-Rex at the drive-in, like attacking people. That was fucking epic. And that's what I wanted out of the movie. And that's what I didn't get. All we got was this lame locust plotline where this evil, greedy corporation wants to control the world's crops. Okay, is this what we're calling a Jurassic Park film now? Is this what we're doing? Fuck, man. I don't know, dude. Like, it just went so far downhill. I don't even recognize it as a Jurassic series anymore. Like, you look at this film and then you look at the original Jurassic Park and it's night and fucking day, man. It truly, honestly is. Some franchises get better with age, and others, not so much. Which one do you think this is? And that's a no-brainer. And even more physical media love over on this side with a little bit of 19 seasons worth of NCIS. Oh my God, man. You know, let me tell you something, man. Mark, dude, you deserve retirement, man. You really honestly do. But Gary, get ready for a lot of nights where your back is hurting you. A lot of heating pads. You need a lot of heating pads. Okay, just saying, stock up on that shit. All right. And, you know, maybe a multivitamin. It don't hurt. It really doesn't, man. Oh, wow, 19 seasons, man. Gotta give him a lot of credit, man. I mean, I haven't watched a lot of shows that went for a really long time. You know, I was never into the Grey's Anatomies or the CSIs or anything. The only one that I ever really watched that went so long was probably SG-1, Stargate SG-1, man. It went for like 10 seasons, but I know some people watch Supernatural and that went for a really long time, but it's hard to really achieve getting that far. 19 seasons, man. I mean, I just think it's incredible. Kind of ridiculous, but incredible to think that, man, they've had 19 years of success. That's not easy to do on a TV show, and honestly, whatever you think of it, you gotta give them credit. That's for damn sure, man. Definitely, man. Craziness. They have that. They also have, a little Blu-ray love for Crimes of the Future Cronenberg. Now, I know it's not a new release. It came out like a week or two back. I know, I get it. But, well, they just have it now, so, I mean, come on, why not show it off? I mean, seriously, man. And I did want to talk about this just a little bit more because, look, Cronenberg was really the gold standard of body horror for a really long time, man. He truly, honestly was. But nowadays, if you really think about it, they're doing a lot of really amazing stuff with body horror nowadays, especially over the years. I mean, even his son, Brandon Cronenberg, is doing amazing stuff. Antiviral, Possessor, really trippy movies with some really fantastic body horror mixed in, man. He really is a great filmmaker to watch, man. I mean, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, just saying, man. I mean, it really doesn't. He's really fantastic. I really also love that movie. I think it was from like 2012-ish, maybe 2013, 14. American Mary. You remember that one with Catherine Isabel? Yeah, that wasn't so bad, actually. I still really enjoy that film. Directed by the Soska sisters. I gotta tell you, the Soska sisters, they had so much promise and kind of been rather underwhelming. But American Mary really is, at least so far in their career, probably their masterpiece. It's got some really great body horror stuff in there that I really enjoy, man. I think it's actually really fantastic. I mean, you look at something like, I would say, a Stuart Gordon flick, like From Beyond, which, yes, more sci-fi-ish, but does have some interesting body horror elements to it as well, which I really love, man. the pineal gland. Oh my god, man, it looks like a dog's dick. It does, but it's so good, man. Oh lord. Hell, I would even put May in there from Lucky McKee, man. God, if you have never seen May, dude, May is twisted. Right, that's some twisted shit, but it's really fantastic, man. I love May, man. What a phenomenal movie that is. So there is a lot of really great body horror out there, not just Cronenberg, but Cronenberg was the one that really brought it to prominence. And now a lot of people, other filmmakers, have really taken the ball and ran with it in some really unique and interesting ways. Even his own kid has done it. So to see him come back to it, I was really excited. I thought, my God, man, endless possibilities, how awesome this film is. And maybe I was overhyping it. Maybe I really put too much of my own sort of excitement into it, and maybe it let me down because of that. But it just felt boring. The characters are bland, and unfortunately you can have really great body horror, but unless you have a really great story that engages you and characters that you want to invest in, then it's not worth it at the end of the day. And this movie is really proof positive of it. Look, I will always, and I mean always, praise Cronenberg because, I mean, you look at something like The Brood and The Fly and Existenz and so many really wonderful movies that he's done over the years. I mean, amazing stuff that he accomplished, man, in his career, and really took the horror genre in some unique and bizarre and crazy ways. But in some ways, I hate to say it, but his time is over. It's done. And there really is no going back. he had his days, and now it's up to other people to pick up the baton and run with it. And it's the honest to God truth, man. Look, if you are a Cronenberg aficionado, then yes, maybe this is worth a watch at least. But if you're really going in there, really excited about the body horror stuff, really going back and hoping to relive the glory days of Cronenberg, well, honestly, relive them through the older films, because this one doesn't really do the trick. Just saying, man. Just saying indeed, dude. It could have been way better, but, I guess I was asking too much. I guess it was, dude. Shame indeed, man. I mean, they have that. They even have the Harry Potter love as well with that reunion special. And I got to admit, man, this is a great special. I praised it ad nauseum, and it really is true, dude. And honestly, as I said with the Jurassic franchise, some franchises feel very tired. And this does only because of the Fantastic Beasts movies, which aren't really all that good. But if they were to do another Harry Potter film, man, that would kill. But again, is it really worth it to bring back these actors for just one film, just for nostalgia's sake? I'm not entirely sure, man. I mean, Jurassic World Dominion did it, and look how that turned out. I'm not saying it would be the same results as Jurassic World Dominion, but do you really want to tempt fate? I don't know. That's tough to say. The fan in me says yes, but the realist in me says, oh, hell no. I guess everyone's different, but honestly, let's just keep the good shit as what it is, and let's not tempt fate, shall we? Yeah, let's not. Interesting indeed for the physical media. Love some really good stuff that they have. Not bad, but is there anything else worth diving into? Well, it looks like there is. Now, it just looks like a very simple DVD section, yes? It may, but they do have a little bit of dun, 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 steely love, Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. Yes. Oh, so good, man. So impossibly good, man. And look, I have to give Steven Spielberg a lot of credit, man. He directed a fantastic trilogy of films. Wait a minute, Seth. You do know there's Kingdom of the Crystal. That was just in your imagination. I know. It felt real, right? It felt incredibly real. It felt like, you actually were watching images on a screen that Indiana Jones had come back. And, there was like CGI monkeys flying around and fridges being nuked. Yeah, it felt real, didn't it? Yeah, it was a nightmare. I know, crazy. Your imagination comes up with some crazy shit. Indeed it does, man. Look, not every trilogy can really hit it out of the park, man. And sometimes tempting fate and going too far past your expiration date tends to have disastrous results. Yeah. We've seen that, haven't we? And I think this is a really perfect wrap to the Indiana Jones series and the character. And yes, Indiana Jones will always be off doing other crazy, wild adventures and finding different artifacts, but that's sort of the fun of it. It's fun of your imagination and what you can come up with it. I think it's actually much better than seeing some of the other shit that we shall not name. Indeed it is, man. To me, this is the perfect way to end a really perfect trilogy. Not every series gets a happy ending, trust me. I wish more often get bad endings than not. But Indiana Jones in this trilogy, to me, pure perfection. And from treasure-seeking adventurers to 4K killer dolls? Oh, Child's Play. Oh my God, they actually have it here in Barnes & Noble's. Child's motherfucking Play, man, the original, the 4K love. Oh man, for $40. Well, hey, Chucky's worth it, baby. Chucky is, man. Damn. Wow, I was not expecting for them to have Child's Play on 4K from Scream Factory, man. I was not expecting that shit. I'm like, this is Barnes & Noble. Why would they have that shit? Man, I should never underestimate Barnes & Nobles ever again. Seriously, man. Dude, I love the Chucky series. every single film. I love this series to the nth degree, man. You know, some people complain, well, it's a little too goofy, it's a little too campy and ridiculous, and I'm like, you know what, man? There's something about a killer with a personality that I can really dig into, man. It's the same thing with Freddy Krueger, man. I mean, yes, he's wicked and evil, but he's okay with cracking jokes a time or two, man, and just living it up. And there's something about Chucky that I've always really loved. This little pint-sized doll with this evil, wicked personality attached to it. There's something that's really great about that. And I remember watching this when I was a kid, and I was terrified like a motherfucker at this film, man. I was like, oh my God, is my Teddy Ruxpin gonna come alive and attack me? I was so scared, dude. Like, oh my God, my elf doll might come alive. Shit. I was like, oh my God, but what's next? It was so great, and it was genuine, and it was fun, and it was entertaining, and it was wicked, and it was horrific, and I just loved it, dude. I loved it so much, and I just love that they have literally done so much with the Chucky character over the years, man, and some of it hasn't always been the greatest. Some of it, you know, hasn't always lighted my fire, but I will truly admit that majority of it, like 95% of it, really truly has, man. And I love where they have went with this character, man. I mean, whether it's obviously getting girlfriends, having sex, kids, you know, jumping into crazy amounts of bodies, terrifying children. I mean, my goodness, man, this character has run the fucking gamut, and now conquering TV as well, because look, the TV stuff, the Chucky series is fucking awesome, man, and I just love how they're expanding Chucky in some of the best ways possible, man. I mean, most of the original horror icons out there, they're done, right? I mean, you don't see Freddy anymore. You don't see Jason anymore. You know, yeah, they're making more Jeepers Creepers flicks, but I mean, does anybody really give a shit? I mean, they're making more Halloween films with Michael Myers, but most of those movies, I hate to admit it, are kind of limp dick, and they don't even follow the original storyline. So honestly, what's the point? I mean, the one thing you can say about this is the fact that they've continued the storyline from Child's Play all the way on to the TV series. They've maintained the mythology, and you can't say that with many of these horror franchises anymore, man. You really honestly can't. The fact that Brad Dourif has been in all of them, including the TV show, he's that committed of an actor and really loves this series. Don Mancini, the writer, has been around since the very beginning and has now shepherded Chucky into this crazy wild franchise. It's nuts where Chucky has went. But I truly feel that he is one of, and dead serious about this, guys, that he is one of the best horror icons of all time. We always talk about the top three, right? John and I, we always talk about it. And for me, Freddy and Jason are 1 and 2, right? I mean, you can always interchange them. One day, if I'm in the mood, Jason will be number 1, or Freddy will be number 1, whatever. But in my heart of hearts, I truly believe this, and it might be blasphemous to you guys, but to me, Chucky is number 3. He really is. Now, some people would put Michael Myers there, or Pinhead, or Leatherface. I put Chucky there. The longevity of this franchise, the fact that the creativity is still there, and a lot of the main players within the franchise are still around, that really says a lot about this franchise and how long-lasting it really is, man, and how everlasting it is. I mean, who'd have thought that watching the first Child's Play movie, we would get all these years later, and Chucky is still around to this day, still terrifying us on the screen. It's ridiculous to think that, but it really is the truth, man. God, I love Chucky so much. I love this franchise so much, and for it to get the 4K love, it absolutely 100% fucking deserves it, baby. It is true what they say. Don't fuck with the Chuck. Oh man, look at that. It's great special features too. Awesome. Oh, fantastic, dude. I love this so much, man. Child's Play is truly killer. Oh, indeed it is, man. Fucking awesome. Fucking amazing, man. So effing good, man. Fan-fucking-tastic, dude. And fantastic for the physical media love this week at Barnes & Noble. They definitely delivered. Not everything, mind you, but definitely more than I was expecting. Not half bad for the love indeed. Not too shabby. Let's head out. Now that wasn't half bad of a bounce back, was it? Not half bad indeed, man. Especially after last week when they had jack shit, I was like, oh no. Oh, let's not start this shit again, shall we? My God, please have new physical media love. Don't stop now. And thankfully, they brought back the physical media goodness. Thank the frickin' Lord, man. Lord knows, hey, I need it for my sanity, all right? And I know you do as well, man. That's for damn sure, dude. I mean, like I said, they didn't have everything. I was curious why they actually didn't have the black phone of all things. But, hey, look, beggars can't be choosers. They had a lot of really great physical media goodness. And, hey, for the most part, they definitely deliver on the physical media love. You know what I'm saying? Oh, they definitely do. I know you believe that. And so do I. Not half bad, all things considered, man. Physical media goodness is always worth it, regardless of what we get. And Barnes & Noble's definitely proved that. Indeed, they do. Gotta always love the good old B&N. But how about we head home and finish the video? Alright, everybody. That'll do it for the Blu-ray and DVD. Yeah, out and about video this week. And it wasn't bad, actually, all things considered. I mean, some stores had stuff, some stores really didn't, and yeah, it's kind of the gamble that you take. I mean, it was a little bit better than last week, all things considered, but, I mean, it is rough, and we do have to acknowledge the fact that physical media, look, you know, I've been saying it for a long time with you guys. I've been saying it ad nauseum, it feels like, that retail stores are really not investing in physical media as much as we would like them to, right? And the reality is, whether you want to admit it or not, it's just going to be one of those things where, unless it's a big release title, it's not going to be in a store. And if it's a smaller title that you're interested in, please go out and get it from some other place, whether it's an online retailer or eBay or maybe a small mom and pop video store that you have in your area that may have it compared to a Best Buy or a Walmart or a Target. Just do it, guys, because honestly, nowadays, physical media has grown a certain amount of importance, but that doesn't necessarily amount to retail stores actually putting these titles in their actual physical places and you actually getting them. There's only a select few of these movies that actually ever get into stores. And if you think about it, I mean, put it this way, right? So there is so many, literally, so many movies that get released a year. Not to mention so many physical media releases that get some sort of release, whether it's overseas or here in America, you name it. And only a fraction, I mean, less than 25%. If I were to maybe, you know, if you put a gun to my head and said, hey, what's a percentage of how many, you know, physical media releases are actually in stores, I would say it's probably less than 25%. Maybe 15 to 20% at best, and that may be actually being nice. All right, so you know, it's great to see these big releases in the stores. It's great to see Black Phone and Jurassic World Dominion and these movies that got big theatrical releases. But don't forget about the smaller titles. That's one of the reasons why I do show off the indie titles. It's one of the reasons why I try to show off these smaller releases when I get the chance, because they are just as important. And the boutique label love from a lot of these places like Scream Factory and Vinegar Syndrome and Severin and 88 Films, Arrow, you name it. I mean, so many great releases there. So, you know, as a physical media lover, stores are very important. Getting those releases and seeing them in the store and seeing the exposure is always great, but there's so much more to it than just that. And you really have to do your due diligence as a collector to really run the entire gamut. So just saying, as much as I love going to the stores and will continue to do it because I just love showing the shit off and talking about it so much, but at the end of the day, do I wish it was more? Abso-frickin-lutely I do, man. I wish stores would have everything, but honestly, nowadays in 2022, that is wishful thinking. So Just know that you're never going to get everything, but don't just go by what the stores have. Go on Blu-ray.com, check the online retail stuff, Diabolic DVD, Orbit, you name it. Check those places out, because honestly, if you just went by the stores, you'd be missing a hell of a lot of stuff. Just saying, man. But the stores still did carry a few interesting varieties of films. They definitely did. Hopefully you picked up something good. If you did, definitely let me know. As far as I'm concerned, well, I got a few things. Indeed, I did. So, the first things I'm going to show you guys. So, they had a Kino Lorber sale. All right, they had, another one of those many Kino Lorber, take advantage of them sales, before they go out of print type of stuff. And, I've gotten a lot of really great Kino Lorber titles. Stuff that I picked up, stuff that I've gotten from subscribers. And there was about, I was looking at the sale, like 3 things that I wanted. 3 things that I was like, okay, this is kind of cool. I really want them. And so if they're back in stock, I really don't want to miss out on them. So I got to get them, right? So these are the ones that I got. The first being, oh man, I needed this in the collection. I really did. I mean, dude, it was just a fun film for the time that it was made. And it kind of still is fun and entertaining even now, man. And that is Gone Fishing. Oh, man. Danny Glover, Joe Pesci. Oh, man, I had even forgotten Rosanna Arquette was in this thing. Man, God, this is so fun and entertaining. It really is, man. And I love Pesci. I always have, man. When you think of Pesci, you think of Casino, you think of Goodfellas, you think of Raging Bull. You think of a lot of those great stuff. And he's awesome in those movies. But I also really like the underrated ones that he's done. Like 8 Heads in a Duffel Bag, man. I think it's fucking hilarious. And it's movies like this that, yeah, he's not a gangster, shooting somebody in the face, but it's still fun, and Joe Pesci really brings the Joe Pesci-ness at times, and him and Danny Glover have such great chemistry together, man. I mean, it's so phenomenal. I love it. Man, I forgot this was from, like, 1997. Oh, my God, man. Damn. A blast from the past, dude. Whew. Dude, it's just fun, and I remember it from years and years back when I was a teen and watched it and loved it. And so, yeah, it's harmless. Most people probably don't even remember the movie, but I kind of still want it in the collection, man. Can't say I want to revisit it all the time, but as a Pesci fan, is it really bad to have more Pesci in the collection? Absolutely not. Come on, man. It's great. It's really fun, entertaining. I really dig it. Definitely do, man. I picked up that title. I also ended up picking out one that last sale I was kind of on the fence about. Should I pick it up? Should I not? And I waited on it, and I'm glad that I picked it up now, because basically Kino Lorber says, look, this is one of the titles that is going out of print. When it's gone, it's gone, it's done, it's over with. And so I'm like, okay, man, I gotta get this now, because if I miss out on it, damn, I'm gonna regret this like a motherfucker. And so, regret no longer, because I finally picked up more Kathleen Turner love with V.I. Warshawski. Oh, man. Kathleen Turner, killer eyes, killer leg, killer instincts. Oh, man. I love Kathleen Turner. I really do, man. Nowadays, a lot of film lovers, a lot of newer ones out there don't really remember Kathleen Turner, but I do. Movies like Serial Mom are really fantastic. She was really great. I think it was like Crimes of Passion. She was really fantastic in, and so many more. Obviously, Romancing the Stone. She's great. She's an awesome actress that never fully got the due that she really deserved. But I loved a lot of the stuff that she did. She had really great personality and was a really great tough chick. And I really appreciated her, man. And this is one that I haven't revisited in a long time. I actually forgot it was from 1991. Damn, man. Talking about blast from the past, dude. Whew, wow. This is a really great little, like, crime noir comedy. I really dig it. I think it's fun. I think it's entertaining as hell. I love her in this flick. This is really fun. Oh man, I forgot Stephen Root was in here as well, and Charles Durning. Whoa, Wayne Knight from Seinfeld too. Damn, Dan. I haven't revisited this in a long time, but I really want to because it was just fun when I watched it years and years ago, back in like the mid 90s. And it's always kind of stuck with me. And it's always one that I wanted back in the collection. Because I had, I think, like the DVD a long time ago. I used to have like the VHS. And then I got rid of it. I had just kind of moved things around, and it was one of the ones that went in the pile. And now I kind of wanted it back. And when Kino Lorber said, look, it is going out of print, I said, man, I've got to pick this up. So I haven't revisited it yet, but damn, am I looking forward to that, man. More Kathleen Turner in the collection, never a bad thing. Never at all, man. Not bad for little V.I. Warshawski. But the last one I got from Kino Lorber, this one, actually, I was kind of on the fence about. But I'm thinking to myself, man, this needs to go in the collection, if nothing else, for my mother. And that is none other than Deceived. Oh, with Goldie Hawn. Oh, man. Oh, so good, dude. So, okay, how I know about this film is because of my mom, all right? She loves this movie. She absolutely loves this movie with all of her heart, man. I don't know why exactly. She's always loved these sort of women in peril, getting back at the guy type of movies. That's why she really loves that Jennifer Lopez movie Enough. Like, man, she really loves that movie. She can't say she's the biggest fan of Jennifer Lopez, but that movie, man, anytime it is on cable, she will watch it, all right? She will stop what she's doing and watch it. And it's kind of like the same with Deceived, man. And I remember watching it on cable when I was a kid, the VHS. Like, my mother loved this movie. Like, dead serious, really dug this flick. And it was one of those really great Goldie Hawn movies that I remember. I mean, a lot of people, when you think of Goldie Hawn, you think of movies like Overboard or Bird on a Wire. You remember those type of flicks. She's really great in them. And this is another one of those where basically her husband, if I'm not mistaken, he ends up like getting killed. Yeah, he dies in this mysterious auto accident, and she's mourning and she's trying to go on with her life and pick up the pieces, and then she's realizing that, wait a minute, he might not be dead. and so she's like, what is the mystery here? Is he dead? Is he not? What happened? Did he fake his death? Does he have another family? Like she really goes out of her way to try to find out the truth and all of the complications and the thrills that go along with that. Man, this is really entertaining, on the edge of your seat, thrilling. I really dig this movie a lot, man. I seriously, honestly do. And you have to remember that, you know, when you grow up in a household that loved movies, there's certain movies that get played ad nauseum sometimes, and you are really influenced by that love. Like, my mother loved this movie, which means that I really dug it because I saw it a lot of times on TV, and so it just kind of stuck with me. And I had forgotten that Kino Lorber had ever put out an edition of this movie. And when I was sort of looking through, I was like, oh my God, Deceived. It's like, wow, damn, dude, I gotta get this. And so, you know, there are certain movies that the love that my mother had for them is ingrained in me. And this is one of those times, man. I really love Deceived. I really think it's absolutely phenomenal. And if you have never seen it, definitely do it because the movie's pretty damn good. Just saying, man. 3 Kino Lorber titles that I dived into. Not bad. Didn't need a ton, but 3 definitely did the trick. Not too shabby indeed, man. Not too shabby for the Kino Lorber love, but ooh, what else did I get? Well, I couldn't resist it. I was at Target, of all places, and I said to myself, well, come on, man. I've got to get this now. I've got to do it. I've got to complete the trilogy. And indeed, I finally did, with a little dun 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 dun. The Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. I know. You're applauding. And thank you. Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. Oh, man. Finally, I now have all 3 Indiana Jones steelbooks, baby. Now I finally have all 3 of them. I have Raiders of the Lost Ark, I have Temple of Doom, and now finally The Last Crusade, baby. And thank the fucking Lord, dude. You know, look, I gotta tell ya, I'm actually surprised that all 3 of them were at Target. Like, when they had announced that they were doing 4K Steelbook editions, I kept on saying to myself, I was like, who's gonna carry them? Like, Walmart was never gonna carry them, and I wasn't exactly sure about Best Buy, but since my Best Buy is closed right now, that wasn't even an option for me. I saw them at Barnes & Noble's, but I'm like, God, with their high prices, I don't know. But man, Target truly saved the motherfucking day, man. God, of all places, Target, man. You never know. Seriously, you really don't. But as I said earlier, I love this movie. I love this series, and it's a great capper to the Indiana Jones story, the character, and I really love Harrison Ford here with his personality and the charisma and just the chemistry with anyone that he's on screen with. I love it. The action scenes, the adventure stuff, the going after the Nazis. Like, it's all great, and I love it, and I've been thrilled by it so much, and this is fantastic, and I've loved every second of this trilogy so goddamn much. And now, it's really weird to say this, but now that I have all 3 of the 4K Steelbooks, yeah, I'm actually gonna be getting rid of my Indiana Jones DVD box set. Oh my God, man. Do you realize how long I've had this set for? Holy shit. I've had this thing for decades. I'm not even lying to you guys, man. I may have had this thing for at least close to 2 decades. Man, and now it's, yeah, I'm just gonna get rid of it, dude. I don't need it anymore. I've got the 4K Steelbooks. I've got every single one that I needed. Yeah, I'm all good. I'm gonna give this to a Goodwill. I'm gonna give it to some place where somebody can get it and enjoy the box set as much as I have over the years, and you know, hopefully they'll get as much entertainment as I've had out of this set. It's amazing, man. I mean, God, so great. Raiders of the Lost Ark, Temple of Doom, Last Crusade, bonus materials. I mean, my God, man, it's awesome. It's great, and so I'm gonna miss this set. This set has been with me, man, feels like forever, and this has always been my go-to. And it's sad to see it go, but man, it's been good times. It truly has. But I've got the Steely Love now, so yeah, I guess I don't need this anymore, dude. Damn, I'm gonna miss this. I really am. But you know what? Somebody can enjoy it just as much as I have, and it doesn't deserve to be thrown away. It doesn't deserve to be discarded just because it's DVD. Somebody can enjoy it just as much as anybody else can, and I definitely got to give somebody a chance to enjoy DVD Indiana Jones love. It just has to happen, dude. I mean, seriously. It really honestly does, man. Damn. Great upgrading, but, man, these old school box sets, there's nothing like it. Just saying, man. God. They don't do box sets like they used to back in the day. That is for a damn sure, man. And this is proof positive of it. Good times. Good times indeed. And I know, again, what you guys are saying. You guys are like, wait a minute. You do realize there's Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal... No. 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 We are not having that fucking conversation. We are not doing it. I am not buying Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. I am not doing it. No. I've got my trilogy. I'm happy with the trilogy. This is the only movies you ever need. The 3-film set. Kingdom of the Crystal Skull is not one of them. There will be, and I mean seriously, there will be no Nuke the Fridge in this fucking collection. You can guarantee that. And by the way, yeah, that ain't all, folks. Oh, there is more to show off, man. You thought that was the only stuff I got. Oh, there is definitely more. A little bit of Best Buy love. Yeah. I ended up ordering through BestBuy.com, and the first thing I ordered is not something that you would initially expect me to order through Best Buy, but honestly, after hearing reviews and seeing a lot of people's opinions out there, I decided, you know what, I am going to buy a version of this movie, but not the version that everybody expects me to buy. Let me show you. With Heat. The Blu-ray digital I bought at BestBuy.com. So I was so excited to finally pick up Heat. I've been wanting to pick this movie up for a really long time, and I thought, oh man, let me get the 4K, because that's what I was really eyeing, and I think a lot of people were eyeing the same thing. And then what happened, I kept seeing a lot of reviews. Online reviews, I was seeing YouTube reviews, and a lot of them pointed out that, look, the picture quality, yes, is kind of good, don't get me wrong, but it's not up to the level that we were all expecting. And the picture quality is really dark, sometimes too dark, and a lot of people said, hey, by the way, if you just have the Blu-ray, keep your Blu-ray, because this is probably the better transfer, the better looking edition. And so, you know what? I don't own Heat. I don't have it in the collection. I love the movie, and I thought to myself, well, I do want it. Let me still pick this up, but let me pick up the Blu-ray edition instead of getting the 4K. And that's why reviews matter. That's why you really have to look into everything before making your buying option, because a lot of people... Look, I'm going to be honest with you guys. A lot of people go out of their way to just buy the 4K because it's 4K. They never care about the reviews. They never care about anything like that. They just care about the fact that I want the latest and greatest edition of a movie, and I don't care what the reviews say or anything. I'm just going to go with 4K. And it has been proven so many times that just going to 4K because of the sake of it being a new format doesn't always work to your benefit. And this is another example of that. I'm not saying that the Heat 4K transfer is bad, but it's not up to the standards that everybody was really hoping for. And when you say the Blu-ray is maybe just a little bit better, that says to me, okay, then I can still buy the Blu-ray, and I can still buy with confidence, knowing that it's a good picture quality. I've still got good special features, and I'm good to go. And that's fine with me, man. You know, you gotta understand something. That with a collection like mine, or a lot of people's out there, I'm not just going to transfer everything to 4K for the sake of transferring things to 4K. I need to know that it's worth it. I need there to be something extra for me to feel like it's worth my buying potential, to get rid of something that I've previously bought that is just as good, but I need to make it worth my while to spend the extra money. Because I don't have a huge amount of indispensable income. I don't have it, man. I don't have it, and I never will have it. And so for me, it's very important that I go out of my way to buy stuff that I know is going to be worth it and get a deal the best I can. And if I can get the Blu-ray of Heat and still have great picture quality on top of great special features, I'm gonna do it, man. And that's just the honest to God truth. And so, look, man, it may not be everybody's cup of tea. A lot of you all will be like, oh my God, why didn't you get the 4K? But at the end of the day, I'm happy to finally have the movie in my collection. I'm able to finally have it with good picture quality. And look, at the end of the day, this is an edition that I was thinking about getting for a long time. And I always sort of held back. Well, maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't, not sure. And then when the 4K was announced, I said, you know what, look, I'm going to hold off. And I'm glad that I did. I got this for like $5 on BestBuy.com, dude. I got this Blu-ray for $5, man. And I'm like, come on, dude. This can't be beat. Okay, you can argue with me about, 4K all you want, but a deal's a deal, and I still get great picture quality and great special features. So, you know what? At the end of the day, regardless of what anyone thinks, I lucked out. Just saying, man. Glad to finally have it in the collection. Even if it's Blu-ray and not 4K, it's still good enough for me. Just saying, man. A little bit of heat love never hurt nobody. That is for damn sure. But this one, oh my God. Okay, so last week, I ranted to you guys. I ranted to you like a motherfucker, man. And apparently somebody up there was listening to me. The physical media gods were on my side, baby. They're like, you know what, Seth? You do a lot for the physical media love. We need to give back to you. And what better way than to finally make this available to purchase yet again? And I was like, oh, I love you physical media gods. I do indeed. Because they supplied the love to me yet again. It's good to pray to somebody one of these days. And the physical media gods are definitely ones that I love praying to. Because they did me right by giving me a little bit of Sonic 2 love. Oh, yes. Oh, man. So, like, later on that week, after I had did the video, I decided, you know what? I gotta go on BestBuy.com. I gotta look at a few things, right? And I said, just on the off chance, probably it's gonna be, sold out and I can't get it and fine, whatever. But I'm gonna try, right? And I go to hit for the Sonic 2 Steelbook and it comes up and it's like, add to cart. And I'm like, oh my God, I can order this fucking thing. And I'm like, click, 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 click. Like, I was just clicking like a motherfucker fast, man. And I'm so glad that I did, dude. Look at this thing. Look at it. Oh my God, this thing is fucking awesome, dude. Jesus Christ. Oh, it's even better in person. It really is. Oh, man. And actually, if you remember the old school Sega Sonic game days, this cover here, this image, is right out of one of the video game covers. It literally is, man. That's how cool this is, man. I love that shit, dude. It looks great. It looks fucking awesome. The backside, look at that. Yes, Knuckles and Sonic going toe to toe. Oh, man, that's awesome. Of course, the Slippy, and then this coming out. Nice, not bad indeed. So cool. Look at that, man. Fantastic. Love it. Love it, love it, love it indeed. Oh, look at that. Yes. Robotnik and Knuckles, and I assume on the other end is Sonic and Tails as well, man. Oh, so cool. God damn, so good, man. I'm so glad that I got this in the mail. I'm so beyond happy, so beyond floored. This is so effing worth it. It really honestly is, man. Oh, man. Dude, look. For me, and the reason why I ranted as much as I did was because, in all honesty, man, I'm very passionate about releases. I'm passionate about movies, and I don't like seeing anybody get screwed over at the end of the day. I just don't like it, man. Whether it's me or you guys out there, I just don't like seeing it. And I see these eBay fucks out there, these people that are really taking advantage of people and selling stuff for way overpriced than it needs to be. And having a huge stack of releases and saying, yes, buy this if you want it. I'm saying, all you fucking did, you fucking schmuck, all you did was literally buy up a huge ton of them and then just fucking sell it for a higher price because you can. You're not a physical media fan. You're not a physical media lover. You're just a downright prick. That's what you are. End of story. And you know what? I just don't like seeing people get screwed over. If you like the movie, if you really love Steelbooks, you should be able to buy this without any hesitation, man. And the fact that the market is so flooded with these people that just buy for the sake of selling, it makes the market less fun. It makes the physical media buying sometimes less fun because you're just competing against these people that are just greedy. And that really sucks, man. But look, I'm finally glad that I got it. I'm glad that it came in the mail, great condition. And, you know, look, at the end of the day, it really is true. You have to pre-order stuff. You have to make sure that if you want it, you have to have it. Because the truth is that if you really want something, you have to do your due diligence to get it immediately, because that's the way the physical market is now. That's the way it has become. It wasn't the way it always used to be, but that's the way it is now. I don't like it, but I have to accept it. And so it's rare instances like this where I can finally get the Steelbook, but I've got to learn, and it's a hard lesson to learn, that I can't just go into a store on day one sometimes to grab something because it might not be there. I have to make sure to pre-order it, because if I don't, somebody else is going to get it, and I have to make sure that it's me. That isn't right to do, but that's the nature and where we are now. Just saying, man, but I'm glad to finally have it. Fuck you, eBay bastards, because I got mine through BestBuy.com. I don't have to pay any extra money in order to get it. I've been screwed over enough in my physical media collecting life, but this time, yeah, that's not happening. Oh, by the way, yeah, that wasn't it either. Oh my god, really? Yeah, there's even more stuff that I got. Well, package love, for instance. Oh yeah, package love indeed. A couple of packages that came my way that I was definitely excited to finally get in the mail. Pre-orders that were definitely worth the wait, that's for damn sure. Like a little bit of Arrow video love. Oh yes, man, this package. So I pre-ordered this a while back. It's a 90s sci-fi classic, and I've never had it in the collection before, but I do love the movie. I've always dug it. The great actors in it, the sci-fi ideas. It's not exactly everyone's favorite, but I think it's really well loved and really well received, and I've always found it incredibly entertaining. And to finally be able to have it in the collection through Arrow, that is definitely worth it, man, and I'm definitely going to cherish that in a big bad way. That is for damn sure. And then, oh, this is definitely a goodie, because I got another package from BestBuy.com. So, okay, I showed you a couple of Best Buy packages, and this one, well, I'm going to hold off. Savor it, exactly, because this is not only a Best Buy exclusive, but it's also a Shout Factory exclusive. A Shout Factory Best Buy exclusive Steelbook love. What is it exactly? Oh, it could be a few interesting things. What exactly may it be 100%? Well, I know, but you don't know. You won't know exactly the wonderful Shout Factory exclusive Steelbook love or Arrow video goodness until my Blu-ray pickups video, which will eventually come out at some point. It'll show off all of the titles that I got for the month of August. And August is a very interesting month. Some new release goodness, interesting boutique label love, and some surprise packages in between. Not bad at all, man. Some very tasty things on the way, and things that I am definitely looking forward to showing off. That is for damn sure, man. But you're gonna have to hold off a little bit until then. But man, some mystery package physical media goodness cannot be beat. And oh, by the way, all the other physical media love that I received as well. Let me tell you something, this week was definitely good for me as far as physical media. That's for damn sure. And before I let you guys go, I gotta talk about this. Now, it's something that I have said ad nauseum over and over and frickin' over again, but it's nice to be reminded for the general public, because sometimes, well, we tend to forget that shit. We tend to. From Slash Film, HBO Max controversies serve as a reminder of why physical media matters. Jeez, I've only been saying that damn thing over and over again for frickin' years. But hey, at least there's an article about it. Let's dive in, shall we? There is a high possibility that the HBO Max many customers have fallen in love with might be going away soon. While the platform has been praised for its robust and consistently available selection of movies, news recently broke that they have begun removing some streaming-only releases with no prior announcement or notice. Allegedly, the recent purge of 6 titles served as the beginning of a much wider purge of movies and television shows that the streamer plans to undergo as the Warner Bros. Discovery merger continues to wreak havoc. Ultimately, it doesn't matter whether or not you think that the movies recently affected were good or not. The removal of movies specifically catered for streaming services sets a dangerous precedent regarding the stability of streaming libraries. Of course, it's important to understand that the majority of movies are passed around from streamer to streamer based on their distribution contracts. However, what happens to the movies when a platform just goes offline? Some movies will be easier to find than others, but harder to find titles and streaming exclusives have the potential to fall through the cracks, perhaps even slipping into inaccessible obscurity. In the midst of uncertainty surrounding HBO Max's future, it is the best possible time to reconsider something that streaming and digital on-demand platforms have made nearly obsolete: the act of purchasing 4K, Blu-rays, DVDs, or even VHS copies of your favorite movies and television shows. I'm no expert when it comes to the digital frameworks of streaming or VOD platforms, but I will not ignore the fact that it is important to understand that even the most heavily coded and secure platforms are prone to major changes. Think of it like a store or restaurant getting a refurbishment, only this time there lies the possibility that you'll unfairly lose money and purchases in the process. In what seemed like a cruel precursor to the HBO Max situation, it was announced in July that German and Australian PlayStation consumers will no longer be able to view their purchased Studio Canal distributed movies come the end of August. When this news was announced, it was pretty confusing. If you buy a movie, doesn't that make it permanently yours? Well, not necessarily. The team at Wirecutter explained in an August 2021 article that you don't actually own any digital movie you purchase, you just own the right to watch it. Ah, yes, I wonder who else has been saying that for a long while. Oh yeah, me. God damn it. Jeez. In theory, all digitally purchased movies are available to be removed by their hosting platform for any reason, whether it is a licensing issue, such as the case between Studio Canal and certain PlayStation stores, or simply a host company removing titles of their own volition. It's not anything consumers can control. What makes it even worse is that, according to Wirecutter, this possibility is outlined in numerous VOD services, terms, and conditions, meaning the consumer has already agreed to this from the very beginning. Oh, of course they have. They just didn't really notice it until this moment. Of course. While streaming platforms like Disney Plus have slowly begun increasing their bit rates, the amount of data that can be processed through screens, digital services still fail to provide a movie or TV show at the highest quality. This is likely due to the fact that the platforms these services are hosted on, particularly streaming websites, are constantly increasing bit rate, resulting in inconsistent quality in pictures. That isn't necessarily the case with physical media, such as 4K discs. When the movie and its extras are printed on the disc, they are there for good with no updates needed. The printed materials do not have to adjust to functioning bitrate, so they are presented in what is considered the highest possible quality. God, who else has been saying that for a while? Oh yeah, me! God. Oh man, when will they ever learn? It probably isn't surprising that a good number of writers at the film offices have a physical media collection of some kind, whether it's a relatively small one or a massive one accumulated through the years. They all have their reasons for why they prefer physical over streaming or VOD. However, one important element outside of ensuring ownership and better picture quality stood out in their answers, and it was the communal aspect of purchasing physical media. I really like being able to lend things to people. When I recommend a movie or show, I love being able to hand them a copy of whatever it is so they don't have to seek it out themselves. I simply like the visual representation of my collection, explained another. Someone can walk in and see my shelves full of movies, and it represents my passion and love for film. It can also make for some interesting conversation starters. That's for damn sure. However, perhaps the most important sentiment on the subject came from editor Jacob Hall, who simply said a physical disc is a reminder to me that a movie isn't content, it's art, which I wholeheartedly agree with. This could not be more true in this climate. Movies and television shows are art, and they deserve to be treated with the respect they deserve, not just content thrown on streaming platforms and removed if they don't bring in a certain number of viewers. Discs might wear and tear as time progresses, but at least they carry these art forms in the highest quality and care possible. In order to ensure the future of art, purchasing physical media needs to make a comeback, and it needs to happen fast. Otherwise, who knows how many pieces of media will be sucked into the uncaring void of database machinery. Oh, you're speaking my language, baby. Oh, you're speaking it indeed. Oh, you are, man. And I know, look, I have said this ad nauseum for God knows how long to you guys. You guys have heard it from me every so often, every time I choose to say it. And you guys know it's true. You absolutely do. One of the reasons why you're watching this channel is because you love physical media. So you get it. You feel me. But what about everybody else? Well, look, here's the deal. Here's the ultimate truth about it, okay? The ultimate undying truth is the fact that digital platforms are not going away. They're not leaving us anytime soon. There is too much money invested in these to ever go away at this point. So what do we do as physical media lovers? How do we go about still bringing physical media to the masses? Well, to be honest with you, we just continue to say the same thing over and over again and keep on hitting them over the head with the facts. That's what you have to do at the end of the day, guys. And I know it's monotonous. I know sometimes you can get exhausted saying the same thing over and over again. Hello. Okay? But at the end of the day, though, you have to understand how important physical media is, man. And just completely getting rid of these movies on a platform and them just being invisibly gone forever, not even existing, that's crazy. I mean, look, I didn't love the remake to The Witches, all right? I didn't love it. And now it's completely gone from HBO Max, but I'm very glad that it has a physical media release. It has a copy out there for people to buy if they so choose. That it doesn't have to land in the world of obscurity. That's a huge fucking thing, man. And now with contracts and certain movies switching platforms in the drop of a hat or just disappearing completely, physical media is more important than ever to really cherish these movies in a really great form that is going to last. That is important because, as the article says, these movies, whether you agree with them or not, certain times, they're art. They truly are art, and it takes a lot of effort for people to make a movie. You have to understand that there's blood, sweat, tears, heartache. There is a lot of stuff that goes in. So many people, hundreds, thousands, millions of people make movies every single year. And for them to just be dropped off of the planet and not even existing, what does that say about those people's hard work? It says that these companies don't give a shit. They don't care. And that really hurts me as a film lover, as a movie fan. And it makes those people's efforts really feel like shit at the end of the day. I may not appreciate every movie, but at least I understand that those people go out of their way to make this film the best it possibly can. It may not hit at the way they wanted to, but at least they tried. But for it to not even exist in the ether anymore, man, that's just a slap in the face. That honestly is a huge slap in the face, and it should never, and I mean never, ever happen, man. Look, at the end of the day, I don't care what you're buying. I don't care if you're buying DVDs, VHS, Blu-ray, 4K, I don't give a shit, man. It's all for the purpose of having the movie that you love or the TV show that you really care about, man. I'm sick of this argument of let's fight over what's better, Blu-ray or 4K, or, you know, DVD is shit, why is it making so much money? It's physical media. At the end of the day, can't we just accept that physical media needs to exist because these streaming platforms are doing everything in their humanly possible hands to try to end up stripping that away from us? So at the end of the day, if somebody shows you a DVD that they bought or a Blu-ray that they bought or something, don't hate on them the fact that they bought that format or this format. Be happy that they bought a physical media disc that is out there and representative of what they love. That's a huge fucking thing, man. Physical copies of things are slowly going away, man. I mean, there will always be stuff out there, but it's not as readily available as it used to be. Even 10 years ago, it's not, man. So this is a big fucking issue, man. A huge fucking deal. And at the end of the day, we need to support physical media. We need to support the formats because that's what matters the most. It truly honestly does. I'm not saying going out and buying every single fucking copy of every single movie. I'm not saying that because I don't even do that shit. Buy what you love. But know that when you're buying a physical disc, when you're making that purchase, you're not only making a purchase for yourself, but you're making a purchase for preserving art, for preserving physical media, physical copies, and saying to these companies and these studios, yes, I don't want just a copy of a digital platform. I want a physical copy that I can hold and the art and the special features and actually cherish this. That's what's truly important. So look, when you are going through your streaming platforms, when you are checking out Netflix and Disney Plus and HBO Max and Apple TV and Paramount Plus and God knows what else streaming site, and you're with someone who doesn't really care for physical media and only cares for digital, remind them, put it in their ear that, you know, this might go away at some point. Wouldn't you like a physical copy that's actually there whenever you want? An actual edition that you don't have to pay a service for just to watch? You can actually own it and watch as many times as you want? You know, just whisper in their ear a bit. And just remind them why physical media really matters and why it really is something that really needs to be cherished and propped up. Because Lord knows, you know, the pandemic really showed us a lot of things. But I think one of the most important things it showed is the fact that physical media is not something that really is something that's a guarantee. Because it's not. It can be taken away in a drop of a hat. And digital is not guaranteed at all for any of this stuff. For movies or anything to stay on the platform forever. Some might not even get it. So just understand that you really have to do your due diligence to keep this a reality. Don't just pretend that it's going to always be around. Fight for it because it's worth fighting for. Definitely let me know what you think about that. But I love physical media. Of course I do. And it's always worth fighting for. And it's articles like this that truly tell you the case in a big bad way. And lets you know that just because digital streaming is popular doesn't mean it's the be-all, end-all. Just saying, guys. Definitely let me know what you think about that. But I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, definitely give it the thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Check out the other Blu-ray and DVD out and about videos that I do. Movie reviews with my friends, Blu-ray hunting, live streams, Blu-ray pickup videos, and so much more. If you love physical media, movies, love how I talk about them, hit subscribe and become part of the Film Fan Nation. I want to thank my really great subscribers out there. You guys are absolutely amazing and awesome. You're very patient with me uploading the videos. You really love how I talk about stuff, and you've really embraced me and what I do and how I love this channel and how I make videos, and I can't thank you enough. You show me the love, and hopefully I show the love right back to you. So thank you beyond words, man. Truly from the heart, thank you. Thank you so much. So if you like how I do what I do, definitely hit subscribe. Keep up to date with everything I'm doing through Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. FilmFan108. Keep up to date with everything I'm doing, plus special pictures and videos I do from time to time on social media as well. And if you want to send the channel any movie-related love, you can do that. The P.O. Box is in the description below. It is not expected, but it's definitely appreciated, and you guys have went out of your way to send some amazing things, man. Stuff I never thought I'd get in a million years, and the things that you got me have blown my mind, and I can't wait to see where the P.O. Box adventures take me next. So if you would like to send something, the P.O. Box is in the descriptions below. But I suppose that is the end of the video. So much stuff to check out, and trust me, that's just the beginning, baby, because there's so much more to dive into in the weeks to come. So stay tuned, and I will see you back in the next Out and About video. Take care, everybody, and remember, happy hunting.